He bought his brand new house this year, and Mikey Bassick is Hump 10 Mortgage Financial Services, NMLS 43021, 2001 Lakeside Parkway, Flower Mound, Texas 75028, equal housing lender.
When I walk into Sewell, I feel as if I were going into a family member's home.
It's not just a dealership. It's not just a transaction.
Sewell is customer service through and through.
There's always free coffee. There's always something terrific that happens there, and you always feel welcome.
I will always drive a Sewell.
Visit Sewell Subaru to test drive the Outback during the Subaru A Lot to Love event, or visit SewellSubaru.com.
College football is back, and the season officially kicks off at NRG Stadium Saturday, September 1st, as the Texas Tech Red Raiders take on the Ole Miss Rebels in the Advocare Texas Kickoff. Papa John's meal deals are on sale now, starting at just $50. Call 832-667-2390 or visit AdvocareTexasKickoff.com to be a part of the show this Labor Day weekend. It's the Red Raiders and the Rebels. It's Big 12 versus SEC. It's big-time college football right here in Houston. Don't miss it.
We celebrate so many holidays throughout the year, like this one. And that one. There's even one for selfies. Ooh, but don't forget about celebrating sales tax holiday at Walmart starting August 10th in Texas. With Walmart's great value and no sales tax to pay, you save while stocking up for the whole fam. And while grabbing a little something for yourself, too. Hey, it is a holiday, so it's okay to celebrate. Hurry in and save this sales tax holiday at Walmart from August 10th to August 12th in Texas.
If you wear a denture, are you sure your breath is clean and fresh? Try Polident. It's specifically designed to clean a denture because it's tough on odor-causing bacteria, but gentle on the denture itself. Polident has a 4-in-1 cleaning system with 4 powerful ingredients that work together to deep clean your denture. It kills 99.99% of odor-causing bacteria in laboratory testing and helps to remove stains. Feel confident and clean every day with Polident. Available at Walmart for a low price every day.
Listen to Sean and RJ and the GBag Nation for your chance to win a pair of VIP passes to Kip Moore at the New Texas Live in Arlington, Saturday, August 11th. Come out and experience the New Texas Live. For more information on upcoming concerts, visit texas-live.com.
You get the most for your lease with an Autoflex lease, yeah.
Attention all small companies within earshot of this radio ad. Autoflex Leasing has developed a commercial vehicle lease that will drastically cut your business expense for every car, truck, van, or SUV you use in your business. The commercial flex lease could be the single most important decision you make this year. With a flex lease, you can write off up to 100% of the payment, the fuel, the maintenance, the tires, well, you name it. We'll show you how to expense it. If you have between 1 and 27 business vehicles, this program is for you. Many companies just like yours have been saving with Autoflex for the last 35 years. Now is the time to make the change. Do not ever buy any business vehicle and don't lease one until you talk to an Autoflex leasing specialist. To see how much difference we can make to your bottom line, call Autoflex Leasing right now at any local area code, then 234-1234, or reach us at autoflex.com.
Cowboys, Niners. Preseason football goes down tomorrow night. Pre-game with Ari Timken and Jesse Holly starts at 7 on your home for the Dallas Cowboys. 105.3 The Fan.
And this mix between Sean and RJ and the G-Bag Nation is brought to you by Dallas Truck World. 3 locations in DFW, Dallas, Rockwall, Mesquite. Check them out online, DallasTruckWorld.com.
The pitch is swung on and hit high in the air to deep right field. Haniger going back in the corner, and he leaps, but it is history. Over the angled wall, just inside the foul pole. A towering home run for Rougned Odor, and the Rangers lead it 10-4.
It was an 11-4 win on the home of the Rangers. It's Sean and Ari Temkin in for Choppy. Crosstalk with G-Bag is coming up. That was an entertaining game last night, even for being a blowout. Bartolo becomes the all-time wins leader by a pitcher from Latin America. You had Odor staying red hot, 2-run double, a solo homer to right. Elvis with an RBI single. That makes it 18 straight games for him. Cameron Maben robbed Elvis in center field. You had Felix Hernandez embarrassing Beltre with a strikeout early on. Beltre gets his revenge by taking him solo to center field to make it 11-4. And then you had there's midsections being attacked as Cameron Maben got hit right in the stones in the on-deck circle, and then the umpire right after that. Tomorrow, we are going to be out in Arlington for the grand opening of Texas Live. And, of course, today the only place that you can watch the Rangers is on Facebook. And, of course, you can listen to it right here on The Fan. We will play you 2 more real quick Hard Knocks clips. This is awesome entertainment from HBO and the Cleveland Browns. This is Hugh Jackson talking to Baker Mayfield about work ethic and comparing it to Tyrod Taylor.
Tell you what, this is a little bit different than Oklahoma training camp.
What's up, my son?
So I guess that's what you said when you said it was different.
I tried to tell you. And what time do you normally get up in the morning?
I was a little bit later this morning.
No, I know. But no, what time do you normally come over?
Depends on when we start.
Huh?
Try and get in about 2 hours before.
Okay. You ever come in with your boy 5?
He does his own little workouts in the morning.
Where's your own little workout in the morning?
Huh?
Where's your own little workout in the morning? You start starting your career how you want to. You see what I'm saying? It's a competition in everything you do, baby. You know how to do it. Why not? It doesn't help.
So that's Baker Mayfield with Hugh Jackson. They do go inside this now famous RV for the quarterbacks. And then at the very end, Greg Williams, the fiery Bountygate defensive coordinator from the Saints, he's lost his voice. And someone offers him a throat lozenger, and Greg Williams ends it in classic style.
After this period, defensive walkthrough down here on this end. Defense and stuff.
Damn defense. I know, it pisses me the off.
30 consecutive years, I don't ever learn. It's always on day 3.
Really?
Forever. Hey, coaches, can you holler the damn package? Hey, now, are you going to start with the defense out there?
Coach, you need a lozenge?
No, I got a lozenge.
Coach, you need one? No S. I got one, you blank. Gavin Dawson of the GBag Nation. Last day at Cowboys camp in Oxnard, fresh off the Jerry Jones party last night. Good morning, Gavin. How are you?
Good morning. I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing, Sean?
I'm doing well. Now, some people want me to get you riled up and bust your chops, but I got to give you credit for willpower, for discipline, for being more mature. You stayed behind. You didn't go to the party. You fixed the TV that Kavanaugh broke. Take us behind the decision.
Okay, so, I get it. If people want to be critical, it's Nobu, it's Malibu, it's the Jerry Jones party, but I had to listen to myself, and I took a hard listen yesterday afternoon. I said, self, what are you saying about this party? Do you want to go? And myself said, hell no, you don't want to go. You're letting peer pressure and what people think you should do influence your decision. That's the only reason you want to go. Sure, it might tick the boss off, but you know what? Sometimes bosses are mad at employees, and today just might be your day to tick off your boss. So if you don't want to go, don't go.
And then you fix the TV?
No, Ted fixed it. No, Ted did not fix the TV.
He hired somebody, right?
Yeah, somebody came by. Somebody came by that specializes in these things.
Oh, no. Where's that bill going?
I don't know.
He always said intercom.
Maybe Ted's going to pick it up.
Yeah.
Or maybe, no, it was the landlord. The landlord just sent somebody by. He's a handyman or something like that.
Nice. Kavanaugh, you dodged a bullet.
Shut up.
Hey, are you hungover?
Uh-huh. How'd you dodge a bullet?
I guess because I
He
broke
would-
the TV.
He didn't have to buy a TV.
I
Oh.
didn't break the TV.
Okay.
Ted broke the
All right.
TV.
Angry
Yeah.
drunk. We got to talk about this, Sean.
We don't have to talk about anything.
So you know how we have to take the sheets off the bed to wash them. So
Yeah.
you guys did that. So when
Yes.
we were coming in, and we're supposed to do that because Ben and Skin are coming in. I guess Friday. I don't know what day they're getting out here, but Jeff doesn't have to. He just slept on the bed.
What?
He never put sheets on the bed the whole time we were here.
There's a sheet on the bed, isn't there?
That's not the sheet. That's just the cover to not sleep directly on the mattress.
Oh, you slept on the mattress cover?
Yeah, that's it. That's all he's sleeping on.
Wait, you're not downstairs, are you, Kavanaugh?
Yeah, so Bassick downstairs
Because
in Choppy's room.
the bed that Choppy was on had a humongous yellow stain on that mattress cover.
Wait. When you walk in the room, Bassick, is your bed on the right?
He's
Mine's furthest from the door.
Wait, Kavanaugh, you slept straight on the bed? The
He just slept-
yellow stain?
No.
The
The
whole
pea
trip.
stain is on the left one. Right?
The first one in the room.
Oh, on the right? Are you sure?
Yes.
I heard you
because it was on the Choppy was sleeping in.
Oh, I heard you guys yelling about a pee stain.
And you never
That's okay.
put
I
on a sheet.
I added some stains of my own. That's how I like to
Wait,
roll.
did you sleep with a sheet over you?
No,
he just
the
took
comforter
the
thing.
comforter. He just used the comforter.
Did you not notice the state of the?
No.
Never mind. It's
Ari, I got news for you, man. I drink. I didn't notice anything on this trip.
I didn't notice it the first 2 nights, but then the third night I was like, does Jeff not know that that's not the sheet? And I was like, I'm not going to say anything.
I don't.
I'm going to let him just sleep like a 14-year-old kid right
I
now.
have a girlfriend who handles the sheets.
Oh, I do the laundry, girl.
No, I do the laundry, but she's the one who's like, wait, we got to tuck the sheets in. And I'm like, well, what's a sheet? There's already something on the bed.
Yes. Did you order or drink Fireball at Jerry Jones' party? Did they even carry it?
I didn't see any Fireball, so I didn't order any. I took a good swig before we rode down, though.
Okay.
I saw that you guys had some in the freezer, so that was great.
Yeah.
So I had a swig of that, and then I had a nice glass of Dulce Vita tequila, and then we headed down, and they didn't have Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys, and the official beer of me. They didn't have that, and I was disappointed. I'm going to dress Jerry down about that at some point.
Yeah.
But so they just had 2 beers I'd never heard of, and I was like, that's not going to happen. So we were going Grey Goose and Sprite last night.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, and I had 132 of them.
Wow.
Yep, and that put me behind the Joneses. I thought I was going to outdrink them. I don't think I did.
You Grey Goose and Sprite.
Yeah, you lost that battle.
Yeah, I don't think I won. They were having a good time.
Mike, was Jerry in that picture drinking Johnny Walker Blue?
I don't know. He was drinking something.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know what
Bitterness.
Johnny Walker Blue is. I mean, he had a glass. And
Yeah,
there was
there
was liquid in it.
Yeah.
But I didn't say what you drinking, Jerry.
So Jeff, what
and
you
what
think?
you thinking?
Jeff, did you
Mike Baskey.
did you enjoy the scene? Was the food okay?
Oh yeah, the food was lovely. They kept bringing around all these different sushi rolls, and they were like, "Yeah, sushi for you, sir." And I was like, "Get the hell away from me!" And I kept flagging down the lady or the guy. They were on rotations. I kept flagging down the ones that had the chicken stick and the beef on a
Skewers.
stick. Yeah, and I was like, "Yes, get all those." I had about 30. Yeah, it was
Nice.
awesome. Yeah,
Okay.
Dawson, what'd you do? Did you go a risky business last night?
No. Well, there was some walking around the house in the underwear. Yeah. Did a little yoga, read a book to my daughter, and
that's
then
amazing.
probably went to sleep at 8:30 or so.
I want to know your inner self. Has it ever said yes to a party since you stopped drinking? It's never said yes, has it?
Yeah. I was at the media party for the Super Bowl in Minneapolis. Yeah, I'll go to a party here and there, but there was the bus ride, and then by the time I was thinking maybe later in the night I would head down there because I heard it's just a 40-minute car ride, but then Ted wanted to go on a hike and all that, and the next thing I know there was no car there, so that contingency was out the window, so it just kind of organically fell into place for me. But
Wait, I know Ted went if there was free sushi. Ted went on a hike instead?
Yep, he sure did.
Ted did not skip the party.
Yeah, he did. He's tired of people.
There's no way.
I mean, look at the picture. There was, it's not a must attend event. There was what?
Well, obviously, Cuba Gooding Jr. was there.
Yeah.
Bassick had some pretty, has some star-studded tweets. I think I saw one of Kavanaugh.
Yeah, me and you.
Yeah, Bassick found
Took a
some
picture of
stars.
us, a selfie of me and you.
Yeah. Really, we just drove to Malibu to hang out with Brad Sham and the DallasCowboys.com crew.
She didn't hang out with us.
She didn't want to?
No, she is nice, but
No, she had bigger fish.
Yeah,
to
there's
fry.
bigger fish to
she's
fry.
too cool when there's real people around. Yeah.
She was hanging out with Steven. We were hanging out with ourselves.
Okay, yeah. Fisher said you set up a fort to talk, like a conversation fort or in an area. You were picking up the furniture.
Fort's a good way to call it.
Oh, yeah. I walked in and I was like, well, hell, it's our area, right? And we were all kind of hanging out in this one spot. So I just started grabbing furniture out on the patio of Nobu and just turning it and creating a circle. I was like, there we go.
Did Broadus go?
No.
Oh.
He was watching tape.
What a monster. Dawson, what's coming up on the show?
Pure gold as always, Sean. Thanks for asking. It's just 2.5 hours, though, so we got to cram 5 hours worth of gold into 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey's going to join us at noon. Jared at 12:15 as we get you set for that Rangers pregame. We have some really cool audio of that Bill Parcells documentary coming up at 11 o'clock. But right out of the gates, there's a Cowboys depth chart that is out. We'll talk about that. There's injury news for the Carolina Panthers again as we continue to gaze at week one longingly.
We're going to kick their butt. They're not ready. We got defensive people who rush the quarterback, and they don't have blockers, Sean. They're in trouble. What's up?
You're still buzzed.
I'm just trying to bring high energy to make myself not feel super hungover.
There we go. Get it. The GBag Nation final show from Oxnard. Tomorrow we will be at Texas Live. Stop by in Arlington and say what's up for the special Ranger event. It's GBag coming up next.
The one place to grab the fan wherever you go. Radio.com. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
This CBS Sports Minute brought to you by SimpleSleepTest.com. Annoying snoring could be deadly snoring. Don't ignore the snore. Get tested today at SimpleSleepTest.com.
This is Boomer Esiason with the CBS Sports Minute. When the 100th PGA Championship tees off tomorrow morning at Belle Reve, a key factor may be the effect Mother Nature has had on the long Robert Trent Jones designed course. Even by St. Louis standards, this summer has been exceptionally brutal, with June and July among the 5 hottest months recorded in Missouri history. The greens, and Belle Reve has almost 8,200 square feet of them, are burnt, patchy, and spray painted in spots. A note posted in the players' locker room read, due to the expected high temperatures and high humidity over the next couple of days, green speeds will remain slower than planned for championship rounds. Only 4 players ever made it to the course to practice yesterday due to heavy downpours that carved rivers and ponds throughout the already soft course. Bottom line, expect some low scores tomorrow. I'm Boomer Esiason.
Sean Shreve here for My Computer Career. Let's talk about Larry. Just a year ago, he was living at home, making minimum wage, wanting more out of life. Now Larry is 3 months into his information technology career, making triple the money, doing something he actually loves. Don't love what you do? Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today. You could start your new life as an information technology professional in as little as 4 months, not years, 4 months. Don't have any computer experience or training? Doesn't matter. Helping people start an IT career is what they do. You can attend classes on campus, Dallas, Arlington locations, or do it live online just 2 or 3 times a week. Not 5, 2 or 3 times a week to get what you'll need to start the brand new career with that salary that you deserve. My Computer Career is nationally accredited. Financial aid is available for those who qualify, including the GI Bill, but classes start soon. So don't waste any more time. Check it out for yourself. It's not rocket science. It's My Computer Career. mycomputercareer.edu.
Imagine your dream carpet installed for free. The Home Depot offers all-inclusive free installation on minimum purchases of $699. No hidden fees and no surprises. So the dream carpet you want comes at the price you were expecting. Imagine free carpet installation that's actually free. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Valid on carpet priced $1 or more per square foot. Specialty items may be priced separately. License numbers available at homedepot.com/license numbers.
At AutoZone, helping you get more done is what we do best. Did you know that with the AutoZone Loaner Tool program, you can borrow a specialty tool with no purchase necessary? Choose from over 100 tools to help you get the job done right, no matter how big or small. And right now, get your car running right with a great deal on Lucas Complete Field Treatment, 2 for just $8. Must buy 2. Visit any of our 5,500 locations nationwide and let us do more for you. Deposit required. Restrictions and details in store.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. Take advantage of the Texas Sales Tax-Free Holiday this weekend, August 10th through August 12th at Dick's Sporting Goods. Back to school means back to sport with top performance apparel brands like Under Armour and Adidas. Plus, get 25% off select Nike apparel and footwear. Offer ends Saturday. If you're looking for the latest styles from the best brands in footwear, we have hundreds of styles to choose from and a huge selection of backpacks from Nike, Adidas, and Jansport. Exclusions do apply. See store for details. Every school season starts at Dick's.
If you want to master perfect chicken, you have to take your time. And at Pollo Loco, we've been taking our time for nearly 40 years, marinating chicken in citrus and spices and grilling it slow over an open flame. It's chicken done the traditional way. And it's the same chicken that goes into everything we do, from our classic family meals to our burritos, tacos, and tostadas. El Pollo Loco, fresh from the grill. Right now, coming for the $5 2-piece leg and thigh combo, the 2 small sides, tortillas, and a small drink, all for just $5.
According to reports, the average time to close a mortgage in the industry is 44 days. At TexasLending.com, it's 24 days. What's that extra 20 days mean? It means in your home purchase, you might lose your contract. Or on a cashback refinance, waiting an extra 20 days could cost you thousands of dollars in interest on credit cards. Call TexasLending.com. Fast means freedom. 972-387-4600. Go online and apply with TexasLending.com.
4100 Alpha Road, Suite 300, Dallas, Texas, 75244. And MLS number 137773. Equal housing lender.
RJ Choppy, joined by my good friend and creator of these good looks, Dr. Mark Bishara, who will help you get rid of that receding hairline. How do you do it?
RJ, we've been doing these daily for about the last 7 years now. And one of the key things is when we mix platelet-rich plasma, which is your own endogenously produced growth hormones, and we mix that with the transplant to give you optimal results.
That means no line scar. It means 1.5 days of pain-free downtime. Real simple. Paragon Hair Clinic. Mark Bishara, MD.com. 817-473-2120. Tell them RJ Choppy for the Fan Central.
This is the exclusive home of your Rangers. 105.3 The Fan. KRLD FM HD1 Dallas Fort Worth.
A radio.com station. Live from Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard. It's the G-Bag Nation on 105.3 The Fan.
Welcome to the Nation. It's hour number one of the G-Bag Nation. We're live in Oxnard, California, training camp. Got a 2.5-hour show with you today, so do stick around. Rangers baseball coming up a little bit later on this afternoon. You can check us out on the Fan webcam at 1053thefan.com/fan-cam. I like to just go to the website and search for Fan Cam. Boom, take your repair, you punch it up, and you'll be watching. It's brought to you by Twin Peaks. Salute to Dulce Vita Tequila, sponsor of our beach house over there, just right on the beach in Oxnard. It's pretty amazing, actually. The coverage also brought to you by Omni Frisco and DMS Roofing. Isn't that right, Jeff? Yeah, it is. What else? How are you? Good morning, Gavin. Doing quite well. Let's take care of a little bit of news. What kind of news you got? What you got? Okay, Cowboys released a depth chart for the first time. I think that's some pretty fun Cowboy news, don't you? Roster stuff? I do. I saw that Travis Frederick is the starting center. Yeah, he made it. Zach Martin is the right guard. Things coming along well for that young man. And whatnot. And that's what they got. Dayton Jones is one of the D tackles and Jihad Ward. So we don't have good D tackles. Yeah, no, still serviceable in that department. I guess you can't have it all, right? You can't have the private jet and the Ferrari. Got to go with the Bronco,
You
too.
can. There's a dude named Jonathan Hankins, and you have the money to do it.
There is. Yeah, it's hopefully the spending's coming next year. You know, like hopefully they're being patient and waiting for things to like be really clear. Okay, what do we absolutely need to make a run and finish this fight? Because you can't go through this shrewdly. You have an opportunity right now. I tell you what, I'm starting to come around on this idea. Now, these names aren't necessarily the right ones, but I'm starting to come around to the idea of forget the fat guy. We're just not going to do it. Because we've talked about how analytically the Cowboys are behind in some regards. Well, one analytic that maybe they do know is that run defense really doesn't matter in the NFL anymore. So they're like, hey, guys, let's just not worry about it.
Yeah.
Just get dudes that can penetrate.
Hey, you know, and if David Irving is healthy, then you have exactly that. You have a 3 technique that can, you know, create pressure because that Aaron Donald guy is important. There's, you know, 2 kinds of different.
No, if you can be a big boy and you can get me double-digit sacks, I'll take you.
Yeah,
that'll work.
That's perhaps what you want to be spending your money on. Other takeaways on the depth chart, Cole and Terrence are the number 1 wide receivers. Takes on that. It's early.
Well, Cole, Terrence, and Hearns.
Okay.
So they list 3 wide receiver positions. So Cole is the starter in the slot, Hearns at 1 wide receiver, and Terrence Williams at the other. So, yeah, Tavon Austin, Michael Gallup, those guys are listed as backups, and that's fine.
Yeah.
I think what they're doing there and what a lot of teams will do is they're deferring to the veteran. For instance, Anthony Brown is still currently the starter in the slot, and Jordan Lewis is his backup.
Got it.
I think with this coaching staff, you're going to have the seniority there, and it's going to be like, yep, that's our guy. But I saw Chris Richard did like a Periscope yesterday, the new secondary coach. He did a Periscope with Ambar Garcia on DallasCowboys.com, and he said, yeah, our depth chart is etched in sand. He's like, or you could call it pencil, whatever you'd like.
Got it.
All of this can move, but veterans – if you've been around here before, you get the benefit of the doubt for now.
So do you think Jalen Smith is really going to be the starting linebacker over Leighton Vander Esch as it sits right now, or are they going to bust out the eraser?
I do right now.
Yeah.
Right now.
I don't think Leighton's going to be ready to take on the load week 1.
Is that a red flag, or is that awesome for Jalen, or is it both?
I think it can be both.
Okay.
I think it depends on how Jalen plays. If Jalen Smith plays well, then you're like, hey, this is awesome. They're going to get to, kind of bring this guy along, and not to, I'm not a horn tooter. I don't like to reach up in the big rig and wah, wah, toot the own horn.
Mm-hmm.
But Leighton Vander Esch is a little bit raw. He's an incredible athlete.
Yeah.
He had a great year at Boise State. But he's a little bit raw as a football player. He's young in football years. He hadn't played a ton of 11 on 11.
Yeah.
You think about that. In high school, he didn't play 11 on 11.
Yeah.
At Boise, he really got 1 year as a starter. And if he takes time, that's okay. It's what some of us expected, and if Jalen is able to play at a decent to high level while you wait for that, awesome. That's great.
Leighton Vander Esch needs to have a taco type year, though, where he's developing his body and, preparing himself maybe perhaps mentally and for the.
I don't know if his body can get any better, Gavin. That might be the best body on the team. There might not be anybody better.
You think 6'5", 255 and chiseled is all right?
Well, maybe it's mental toughness then, because
he doesn't know where he's going.
Yeah.
I think they're intentionally what they're doing.
You can tell he's a step late in practice. Like he's like, what the, and then he's like, okay, I'll go. Because he just doesn't, he's never diagnosed an NFL game. And like Jeff said, he's only done it 1 year in college. So I don't think it's mental toughness or physique. I just think it's like, I don't know what the hell's going on out here.
Yeah, because he looks unsure of himself out there. Yeah.
Well, and I think that's why they're putting him in the spot they're putting him. So when the second team goes in, they're throwing Leighton Vander Esch in the fire. He becomes Sean Lee, right? So he's going in and he is Sean Lee. He's calling the defense. Like they're putting all that on his plate where it's like, you have to pick this up because we're telling you there's going to be a day where you're in control of this defense.
Elsewhere in the world of Cowboys, we have opponent news. Saw this first from Adam Schefter last night after losing offensive tackle Darrell Williams to a knee injury. Panthers guard Amini Silatolu suffered a torn meniscus. He will undergo surgery Friday. And according to Panthers trainer Ryan Vermillion, he'll be evaluated on a week-to-week basis. That is something where you could come back in 3 weeks or 4 weeks if you were dead set on it. But I would imagine he's also either going to be out or highly compromised playing along that line. And an opportunity for the Cowboys against Carolina coming together.
The menisci are a weird creature. That's what I call the meniscus. In the plural form, the menisci. It's a mysterious creature because depending what you do in there, some guys bounce back from that in 3 or 4 weeks, and sometimes it's 4 months. It's just a matter of, I think, what they do in there. Like you can either clean it up, you can remove it, whatever it is. But Carolina already didn't have a very good offensive line. Then they lost their best one to free agency. The guy who's replacing him is the guy who just got hurt. The right tackle is out. The Cowboys should win in week 1.
Yeah,
I don't want to make proclamations about the season already, but the Cowboys should win. You have an offensive line. Here's another fun part about this. I saw the numbers on Cam Newton. When Cam Newton plays like a top 10 or top half of the league pass rush, he loses every game, and he plays terribly. If you're able to affect Cam Newton, he plays awfully. If they're able to protect him, he'll kick your butt. And they shouldn't be able to protect him against the Cowboys.
I guess the other good thing is Jonathan Stewart's gone, right? So it's just McCaffrey, and they have another Chris Samuel. Is that his name?
Curtis Samuel. They drafted to kind of play the slot receiver, though, because he's kind of like McCaffrey.
Kind of what I'm saying is they don't really have a guy that you're going to hand the ball and he's going to run in between the tackles. They kind of like going more outside, using the passing game as your running back, like just giving them little dump passes and McCaffrey make everything happen. Well, I think the Cowboys are going to be okay there, that they can defend that. When they have to go the next week against Saquon Barkley, if he's as good as everybody says, he might go for 180 rushing yards. So I think week 1 sets up well for the Dallas Cowboys defense. The way it looks like it'll be constructed early on in the season is, man, if you do hand the ball off and say, hey, defensive tackles, good luck. we're in deep S.
Yeah.
But if you're saying, hey, we don't really have a running back that's going to punish you for not having defensive tackles on your team, then I think the Cowboys will be all right defensively.
Yeah, it's coming up September 9th right here on 105.3 The Fan. That should be a fun game. And if the secondary can cover, the defense could get off to a good start. Congrats to Bartolo Colon. He has done it, winningest all-time Latin American pitcher. He went 7 innings last night as the Rangers beat up on the Mariners 11-4 in his 6th attempt to get the victory.
Yeah.
He
did it. We did it.
He gave up 4 runs and 8 hits in 7 innings.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah, that's
we did it.
Is kind of, we talked about this. The Rangers needed to have an explosion in the first 5 innings of a Bartolo start to kind of get him to this W, because I mean, we're going to be honest here. He's lost it. He doesn't have what he had in April and May. I mean, now we're seeing the Bartolo Colon that everybody thought the Rangers were getting. This is a dude with the 6.5 ERA for Minnesota last year that nobody really wanted. So when you look at it, he got the W. It's awesome. I guess he's going to start the rest of the way because you don't really have any young guys that are ready to take over in August or September to pitch in your rotation. So as much as I'd like to see young guys, you don't want to throw guys in the big league that can't get AA guys out yet. I mean, that's not good for anybody. So Bartolo, hopefully maybe he'll get 1 or 2 more wins the rest of the way. And he pitched against King Felix, arguably one of the worst starting pitchers in Major League Baseball now.
Yes, and the Rangers lineup took advantage. Beltre, Profar, and Rugi all homering.
Woot, woot.
Odor also had a 2-run double. AL Player of the Week, knocking it all over the place.
Rugi's a badass.
Today's Rangers game will be right here on the Fan pregame coming up at 12:30. By the way, it's one of those Facebook-only games. If you're looking for a place to watch it on TV, you're not going to find it. You're going to have to go check that out on Facebook. Media party last night. I had a prior engagement. Couldn't make it.
Wait. What engagement did you have?
With himself.
Yeah, what was your prior engagement?
Reading a book to Abby.
Okay.
Slappy, the ventriloquist doll. He's on quite an adventure, coming to life.
All right. I didn't think you had a good answer, but that's a good answer, I guess. I have a child.
Yes, it's kind of a force field, if you will. It's a defense. So
Mike's got 3 kids. He ignored them and went to the party.
I know.
What's up?
Maybe next time. Hey, anyway.
There was nothing there.
I want to hear from you
You
guys.
honestly wouldn't have had fun.
There was
like knowing you.
Thank you, Mike. Yes, I know myself. I know. I didn't cave to the peer pressure, kids. I'm setting an example for children everywhere.
That's true.
They prepare to go back to school. I thought as a public service announcement, I would sit out of the media party to let the kids know. If you don't want to go, just don't. You know, sometimes you're like, why am I here? I'm not even having fun. And the other kids are like, isn't this the best? And you're like, no, I'm not having fun. Don't try to talk yourself into it. It'll cause like 30 years of misery.
Well, we set different examples for the kids. You know, yours was you don't have to do what you don't want to do. And mine was.
You kind of do, though, in life. I mean, most of life is you have to do what you don't want to do.
Hey, shut up for a second.
Well,
I was doing
Gavin's trying to give an example. This is an example where you can. But most of life, you're like, I don't care that you don't want to go to school.
Listen
you
to
have
that from
to go.
Mike. Yeah, there is a bunch of stuff you got to do.
I was just over here. I was winding up for something awesome, and you just
drop the knowledge, Jeff.
I forgot
Get back
what it was.
in there.
Oh yeah, other people need examples too. For instance, if you're a heavy drinker, perhaps a raging alcoholic, Mike and I were a great example for you last night. We had a shuttle bus take us down, and we had rides back, and we got drunk. So if you're a raging alcoholic, just remember, don't drive.
We held the bus for Pat Doney because he forgot what time the bus was leaving.
Be friendly.
And then Jeff, we were like, I was trying to help out Kavanaugh because they were like, is everybody here? And I'm like, where's Kavanaugh?
I had Doney. Doney had to drive.
You have
miss the bus.
You have to relay the message. So we were waiting on the bus. Like, dude, we can't. I was trying to help you. I'm like, we're not leaving without Jeff.
Yeah, thanks, man. I still beat you. I beat you home though.
I know you're already in bed. I was like, son of a gun. Well, a bus probably goes a lot slower than a car.
Yeah. Doney.
I did sleep on the bus though, coming back.
But did you?
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay, that's called passing out. That's not called sleeping.
Boost news.
Yeah. So everybody got home safe and everybody enjoyed the price was right for Nobu.
Did you learn anything about this team? Was there any good buzz? Any good scuttlebutts?
No, I was just
middle finger. Oh wait, we're on camera.
What?
To all them who gives an S about the Cowboys in that situation? Just enjoy a night of great food and company. Get to know the people that work in media. Get to know who they are. You know, how many kids do you have? What's your schedule like? Where do you live in the Dallas-Fort Worth area? Who do you hang out? Like,
I just hung out with
Taco Charlton, man. Stephen Jones, what's that Taco Charlton? He's getting better, huh? Hey, give me that wide receiver depth chart, man. I think Lance Lenore, you think he could have a good game on Thursday? Hey, let's do this for 45 minutes to an hour and a half, and let's talk about this crap. It's like,
Steve's
no.
like, well, obviously, I'm on my
it's like-
ninth drink. Leave me the hell alone. Crap.
It's like, let's just talk
So
about.
people were asking Steven like press.
He held a
conference
45-minute to an hour press
Oh,
conference
that's
with the
disappointing.
media.
Were you anywhere near it?
No,
I don't know what he said.
I
was
just
sitting
looked
outside
and I was like, man, if I was Stephen Jones handled it really professionally and answered all the questions, had a smile on his face. But like, I'm not sitting around with you people for an hour. I have to do this every day for my life.
Yeah.
I'm not.
So how was the restaurant and the view and all that? Was that cool?
100.
100.
I'd give it a
Any
90.
cool
I'd
pictures?
give it a 99.
Was this the kind of party where you had to check your cell phone at the door?
No,
No pictures.
No,
That's right. I did see a couple of pictures come through.
Yeah.
Jerry and Mike took a picture.
Yeah.
Now in the picture, Mike, he doesn't look like he's having a good time.
He was having a good time.
Was he upset with you? In any
No,
way?
he just for the picture time. Mike Fisher's like, hey, we got to get a picture. Jerry just never stopped talking during the whole picture thing. So when the picture was snapped, that's just the face you got as he was still having the conversation. He was like, I'm not stopping the conversation for this picture. You can take it, but
Cool.
he just kept talking. And
So did he
having a
talk
good
about
time.
the prank at all or anything?
Yeah, he talked about the prank, and he was like, "Oh yeah, Mike," yeah. And I was like, "Yeah,
Gotcha.
you got me." And he's like, "Oh, I'm glad it played out well." And Fish, did it sound okay? Because Fish, did the whole prank thing. He's like, "Oh yeah," and then just talked about Fish actually had a nice conversation with Jerry, and so did we. We actually talked about his life and how things are going and what's going on in his life. And I'll keep some of that private, but it was just nice to. Hey, Jerry's a human being. Let's talk to the human being and see what this human being is about, not how is the defensive line looking right now.
Man, Mike's doing some real hating on his media counterparts. A lot of hating.
If that was me and it was like, hey, Mike, you've played baseball all day and we interviewed you all day. Now we're going to go, hey, Mike, let's talk more about the second inning that you pitched. I'm like, no, let's not. I already did that job. That job's over with. This is my free time. I've invited you people to have a good time.
Yeah, I think people are just nervous and they're trying to keep the conversation going. But if to me, that's kind of what separates the great networkers, right? And I'm not good at that either. But the great networkers, I don't know, like Fish and Jerry, probably they get into having a real human conversation. How about you, Jeff? You have a good human conversation last night?
Yeah, but I just stuck to the people that I know. I never once spoke to Jerry or Stephen Jones. Not one word. No, I just kind of hung out with Brad Sham and Mike Bassick and Mike Fisher, Pat Doney, and I stayed in my little Mickey.
I met Emily, who is very nice. She's PR with the Cowboys. I met, and I'm forgetting another lady, but she works for American Airlines, and her son took lessons from my dad, and now he's at LSU, pitching at LSU. So I met her. That was kind of cool. His son's name was Eric. I remember that. And so, yeah, I got to meet some new people. Saw Whitney there.
We saw Whitney, the great Whitney.
The very helpful lady.
Very nice.
One of the finest
media
people
relations
on the planet, really.
Yes,
Hung out with Christy Scales a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of Brad, a lot of Jeff.
I hung out with
a little
Grey
bit of
Goose.
Babe.
Yeah, I hung out with Grey Goose. That was kind of the
Babe's great people. I bet that was fun.
Both Joe Trahans.
Yes.
A little bit more Joe Trahan with the Dallas Cowboys.
Doubled up our Joes. Yeah.
Oh, and Cuba Gooding Jr. was there.
Yeah,
we
didn't
saw that
see
on
him.
Twitter.
I never saw him.
Yeah, we didn't see him.
All right. Well, there it is. The top sports stories, including the top headlines from the Cowboys media party there for you, G-Bag Nation. When we come back, it's going to be time to guess what day it is, and then we'll be on to other sports-related content right here. It is winning time. Text the word VIEW, VIEW, to 72881, 72881. Your next chance to win $1,000 in this Turn It On, Leave It On contest is coming up at 11:16 on your Turn It On, Leave It On station, 105.3 The Fan. Can we do this, Lucius? Is it time to go racing with some NASCAR in the nation?
Drivers, start your engine!
Okay, as Monster Energy Cup heads to Michigan, one of the questions out there is Chase Elliott winning at Watkins Glen, making him a contender. Now, he is having a good year. Is he one of the few drivers other than the big three who are legit championship sleepers as the playoffs are approaching? He does have the fourth highest average finish after Truex Jr., Kyle Busch, and Kevin Harvick. It's possible, but perhaps a long shot considering he still hasn't quite figured out the mile-and-a-half tracks. They're crucial. Crucial hurdles on the way to a championship, including right here at TMS. It's going to be a 2-mile track coming up this weekend at Michigan. I'll take a look at favorites and pick a winner for you tomorrow. Sunday's race will be 1:30 on NBC Sports and that spiffy NBC Sports app they got running there. Revamped it and everything. It's great. All 3 NASCAR series return to your home track November 2nd through 4th. Lock in your AAA Texas 500 NASCAR playoff pack to see all 3 playoff races for less than $20 at TexasMotorspeedway.com.
The only way you can take the fan with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
Nick here with American Motorcycle Trading Company. One of the largest inventories in the state, requires a lot of room. Check out our new location on the northeast corner of 121 and 183 in Bedford. We also buy motorcycles and give top dollar. Check out TexasMotorcycleBuyers.com. That's TexasMotorcycleBuyers.com. AMTC now in Bedford, the freedom to choose.
Randy, on the football field, I like to be known as the go-to guy. Just like Albertsons and Tom Thumb are the go-to place for beef, especially since they only sell the best local USDA choice beef. Always tender and always full of flavor.
Well, since I'm the official Dallas Cowboys tailgate master, check this out. A tender, juicy steak, man. I love it from Albertsons. You want to taste the bite?
Love to.
Right. Is that not juicy, huh?
So that's why they call you the grill master. Albertsons and Tom Thumb, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, Gavin Dawson back here with you, and I want to make sure that GBag Nationals and Tolos know about great employment opportunities in the Metroplex, and I got a good one here for you. If you're a professional driver and you hold a Class A CDL, I want to tell you about this fantastic DFW-based company. It's looking to hire you. JW Logistics. They're hiring safe, courteous, and professional Class A CDL and Class A CDL team drivers in its fleet services division. A lot of shipping needs going on across this great nation. You know your skills are in high demand, so why not put them to work for a local DFW-based company like JW Logistics, recently named one of Inc. 5000's fastest-growing private companies in America. All you have to do right now is email hr@jwlogistics.com, or you can call 855-JW-TRANS. That's 855-598-7267. Find out how you can join their team. They offer great pay, company-paid health care, dental, vision, and life benefits. JW Logistics drivers get consistent miles, and they're home daily. Team drivers are even eligible to receive a sign-on bonus. Apply now by calling 855-598-7267 or email hr@jwlogistics.com.
What if you could save $300 to $1,000 a month in interest payments by consolidating debts into a cashback refinance with TexasHoney.com? If you could, you want to close as fast as possible. Well, the process at TexasHoney.com takes about half the time as the national average. So if you can save that money now, start with TexasHoney.com, 972-387-4600. That extra month can save you hundreds of thousands.
4100 Alpha Road, Suite 300, Dallas, Texas, 75244. And MLS number 137773, Equal Housing Lender.
Our goal is to strengthen the foundation of the communities we serve, and we do that through youth development, healthy living, and social responsibility. I'm Kurt Hazelbaker. I'm the President and Chief Executive Officer of the YMCA Metropolitan Dallas, and we are proud to partner with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas. I think the beauty of the Y is each local Y meets the needs of that individual community. We do a lot of work in and around childhood obesity. We do diabetes prevention, and this is an area where Blue Cross Blue Shield is a partner. It's a way that they give back to the community. Last year, we served 180,000 people. There's 180,000 people there we have the opportunity to work with to help get them healthier. When you're touching millions of lives and you're doing it in a way in which they're doing it, through service, through supporting the community, you are a leader. It makes me feel good that we've helped change lives.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Texas, a division of Healthcare Service Corporation, a mutual legal reserve company.
Sean and RJ and the Ben and Skin Show will be live from the grand opening of Texas Live tomorrow. Come check out the new location and end the night with a spectacular concert from the Toadies. More info at 1053thefan.com.
Hats, backpack shorts and sneakers, helmets, shoulder pads, knee pads, and cleats.
Start your back-to-school season for less with our head-to-toe selection. Academy Sports and Outdoors, for all for less.
Okay, welcome back, GBag Nation, Oxnard, California. It's time to guess what day it is, and then we have some Hard Knocks audio coming up here in about 5 minutes. And the Jarvis Landry speech that everyone's going nuts over. How about that for a tease? That's what's coming up in 5 minutes. Hard Knocks audio segments brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors. GetMortgageReady.com, and it's brought to you by 1-800-Lawyers. If you've hurt in an accident and it's not your fault, call the office of Frankel and Frankel right now at 800-Lawyers. The strong army of attorneys to fight for you. Principal office, Dallas, Texas. Here's Dirk with the question.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Guess what day it is, huh? Anybody?
All right, Lucius, what do you think?
Who you with Wednesdays?
Okay, I can see that. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm with Gavin Dawson, Mike Bassick, and by proxy and by ISDN line with Lucius. That is who I'm with today. I guess your guys' answers are all the exact same, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Looks like
Kind of looking around to see. There's a guy out there with a broom.
some security crews and
Nobody
maintenance
else is.
crews.
Oxnard is a ghost town today.
Pretty cleared out. Even the players are probably gone, right? They're
The
on
buses
the bus.
were ready when we were
Yeah.
driving by.
They're heading to San Fran, and we've been the last remaining people covering the Dallas Cowboys in Oxnard for pretty much 6 weeks now. It's just been us. We care. What about everybody else? We care. Mike, what day is it?
Today's trail mix day.
I don't like trail mix. I like pretzels, but a lot of the trail mix pieces I don't like. Like the little one that looks like it's a square and it's got the little holes in it.
Chex Mix?
Yeah, maybe it's Chex Mix. What's in trail mix?
Well, it's all different. I mean, this one that I'm eating right now.
Let me see what you got. I'll tell you what's
has
good.
Peanuts and nuts and
Yeah, the M&Ms are good.
Raisins.
Peanuts are gross. Raisins are gross. Almonds are gross. Cashews are gross. Good fiber, though. Congrats, man. Gavin, what day is it?
National Day Before the PGA Championship Day.
Let's go, Ricky Fowler.
Pretty pumped.
We
yeah.
got the pool. We got the pool. We got the pool going. What's a Fleetwood Mac song so we can sing it for Mike?
This is going to
each
be a
day?
lot of fun, and of course Jordan and Tiger Woods and everybody. It's been a long time since I've had this much fun around the golf.
I've kind of cheated because Leslie McCaslin, who I work with at Fox Sports, her husband's a professional golfer. And has I don't know if he's actually been on the tour, but really close to being on the tour, or maybe he just has made it and then just off the tour. He gave me the top 5 selections for the people that are going to win.
How'd I do?
Got inside info
You
there.
got the number 2 guy. Fleetwood was number 1 on his board, and Fowler was number 2, and then Dustin Johnson was number 3.
Little insider
I'm
trading
not giving
going
you
on.
the other 2 because the other 2 weren't picked. So I
Buy them now.
I might be buying them soon.
$40 after round 1.
What if it's $20 before round 1?
Buy another name for $20. I don't know. You're going to have to ask the commissioner.
I would do that. We don't have rules. Last time
We
we
just make up
established
rules
we
as
make
we
them
go.
up.
It's awesome.
If you want another
It's early in
player,
the process, you know.
Yeah.
It's like when they were making up football. They were like, after a while, hey, we can throw it. Yeah, let's agree to throw it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I like it. Today is Odie Day. Odie is a cartoon character.
Oh, from Garfield.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's the dog.
Yeah,
friend.
Yeah, I believe you. Yeah. Today is Garfield like lasagna, right? Was that him?
Yeah,
He was
absolutely.
a lasagna guy.
From Vito's.
Did you ever watch the cartoon with Heathcliff, the cat?
Yeah.
Heathcliff.
Heathcliff was great.
I think you should only be allowed to have one cat cartoon. I think having more, well, I guess you had Tom and Jerry as well. There were a few cats. Today is the date to create, and it's a picture of Legos, so build something, okay, kids? Thanks. Today is National Frozen Custard Day. National Frozen Custard
Really
Day.
underrated. Healthier than ice cream, too.
National Zucchini Day, which I've just found out in the last 6 months. I do like the zucchini. It is a
Zucchini bread or?
No, the zucchini squash, the
Okay.
vegetable.
All right.
Yeah.
Grill 'em?
I do. I
Yeah.
like to grill them up. And I
Those are
also
solid.
I found the secret seasoning that makes every vegetable the greatest vegetable ever made. I've got a secret seasoning. I'll send it a little bit to you guys. It's
Thank you.
top secret.
Appreciate it.
Hi, Meat Church. Top secret. Nobody
mean,
can know.
I feel like I should take your advice there because, I mean, you try so many different foods and so many different flavors and so many different seasonings that you probably have it locked in because you've tried like 15 different seasonings on zucchini and squash. And so you know the best, right?
What if I come across this table and punch you in the face?
You've tried one thing on it and you're like, this is the greatest ever. There's no way it could get any better.
How about that on a Wednesday if I just come across this
That'd
table?
be awesome.
You did try sea bass. You did try sea bass.
Yeah, I
Check
did.
out the webcam. You tried some sea bass last night.
Yeah, he
huh?
tried to kick somebody's ass, sea bass.
Yeah, I'd been drinking, so they were just like, "Here's a ball of something. It's sea bass," and I was like, "Give it to me!" And it was like, "Whatever." Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh," and I was like, that would probably be like for a whole thing of a fillet of sea bass would be like $50. Like, yeah, it doesn't taste good.
Yeah, today is let's see here. It's also sneak some zucchini onto your neighbor's porch day.
Okay.
I don't know why. It's
That
just
could
what
be
it's
sexual harassment.
Today's International Cat Day. How's that going at the house, Kevin? How's the cat going?
I don't know. I have no idea what kind of situation I'm going to walk back into.
Okay. Today is National Dollar Day.
I hope the cat. Do you have leather couches? I shouldn't hope this. What if the cat
Let's
has
not
like
bring this up.
clawed into the furniture? Has it already done that?
No, it hasn't done that. No, I've been on top of it pretty good.
If it's listening, it's thinking about it now.
Yeah.
Tell you that.
No, if we're not there, she has a room where she's got all her all set up and a tree and everything to climb. And if we're home, I'm listening for it, right? And if she gets on the furniture, I'm like, hey, get out. We're trying to train her. Cat's pretty smart. You just got to stay with them. As I've read, you just got to, be there. And every time they do something you don't like, boom. And after about 15 or 20, they'll get it.
5 or 6 days. I hope when you see the cat, it goes like, hey,
Oh,
I'm gonna get you. I don't know you.
Like
That would
Wolverine
be-
attacking. Wow.
That'll be an immediate trip outside for good.
Yeah.
If something like that
That'd be
happens.
good for the cat.
Yeah.
Thug cat. And today is National CBD Day, also known as National Cannabidiol Day.
Cannabinoids?
Cannabidiol Day.
Wow, that's a weird word.
National CBD Day.
All right.
It's not illegal.
Do your CBDs,
And it's delicious.
relieve your anxieties, and
Do
get
that.
other health benefits.
Do that.
Okay, it is the G-Bag Nation here on the Fan Line from Oxnard, California. Hard Knocks is a great show, isn't it? And
It
it's
is.
back.
And Mike, I'll have you know, I have tried many, many, many seasonings on the
Okay.
zucchini. So I do know which one's the best. And I would appreciate it if you didn't try to embarrass me in front of all these people on the fan cam, because I know my stuff when it comes to seasoning a veggie.
Okay.
Wow.
That's a good response.
That
That's
is
a good
awesome,
reply.
Jeff.
Had to get that off my chest. I'm hungover and I'm not going to take it.
Don't take any BS. None at all. Okay. And of course, it's in Cleveland now where there's so many storylines going on. We could be watching Dez's number one most likely new destination right here, behind the scenes look. And the first cut is titled by Roy here, the Jarvis speech that everyone's going nuts over. Here we go.
I don't know what the been going on here, and I don't know why it's been going on here, but if you're not hurt, like if your hamstring ain't falling off the bone, your leg ain't broke, I don't know, like you should be practicing, like straight up. Like that is weakness, and that is contagious as and that ain't gonna be in this room, bro. That been here in the past, and that's why the past has been like it is, bro. That is over with here, bro. If you can practice, practice. You can't get no better. Ain't nobody gonna get better by being on the sideline if you ain't hurt. If you're not hurt, you gotta practice. Because you make other motherfuckers work even harder. Now they had more risk of getting hurt because you don't want to practice. Because you being a straight up, man. That shit is real, bro. That shit ain't happening here. I'm just letting y'all know that shit is not happening here. I'm hurting. I'm tired, just like every body in this motherfucker. But I ain't taking no motherfucking days off because I can't be great that way. That gotta be the attitude and the mentality all the time. All that weak don't live here no more. That don't exist. It's contagious, bro. Like it's really contagious. It's contagious.
Wow, awesome speech, I thought,
Yeah.
and I can't believe they have like a lot of people just taking themselves out of practices. That's crazy.
I want to know who he's talking to. You skipping practices, Jeff Janis? Is that what's going on up there? That's what we need to know. We need to know who he's talking to.
I'll tell you this from my experience. I was surprised when I went to the Washington Nationals. This was when they were just the Montreal Expos going to Washington, and they had nobody pushing. They wouldn't sign any veterans. They didn't have any money. And I mean, guys would sit out games. They're like, they wouldn't say this, but you could tell, like being from other organizations, like, yeah, this team's good. I don't feel good. I'm not pitching this series.
Oh,
and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, but there was no repercussions. Like the organization was just like, yeah, no problem. They're kind of our young guy. We don't want, if he doesn't feel perfect, no problem. And he's like, it was cool. So then other young guys are like, oh, so I can sit on some of my numbers that are pretty good and not play against this guy pitching against us. You know what? I don't feel that good. I'm good. I'm, a little sore. And I was like, wow, this is a horse-ass organization.
Holy cow. I didn't know that really happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was surprised just because coming up in the Cleveland Indians organization where it was division titles and trying to win the World Series and all these veteran guys on the team, and you had to earn your way to the major leagues and earn to stay. I was like, wow, this organization doesn't make you earn anything. And that changed, obviously, with Steven Strasburg and Bryce Harper and Ryan Zimmerman, those at the time young guys that didn't change the shape of the organization. And that's what Jarvis Landry, as a veteran guy, is seeing. Like, this is a crap organization, and you guys are crap for getting – like, you got drafted into a really crappy organization. This is not how other teams run it.
Mm-hmm.
This is not how the NFL really is. This is how the Cleveland Browns is, not how the NFL is, and trying to change that environment's awesome.
Well, and I guess it does speak to the potential culture of tanking, right? If that is your concern. Now, in football, it's crazy because if you have that kind of an attitude set in, and it can go year to year, especially with your ability to jump from being bad to good, it could really hold you back. I think it's different in basketball because you finally get that superstar. Now everybody's playing to win. And if they don't want to, then you can get rid of them and change out the parts and have a profound impact on your roster's mentality real quick in basketball. But yeah, what a great cut from Jarvis Landry. Some fantastic leadership. I've always enjoyed watching him play, and now I'll be rooting for him even a little bit more. Hugh Jackson subtly telling Baker Mayfield, you're losing the quarterback battle, bro.
Dad, it's not a battle. Otherwise, he'd be winning.
Let's let Hugh tell it. Here we go.
Baker Mayfield! Tell you what. This is a little bit different than Oklahoma training camp.
What's up, my son?
So I guess that's what you said when you said it was different.
I tried to tell you. And what time do you normally get up in the morning?
I was a little bit later this morning.
No, I know. But what time do you normally come over?
Depends on when we start.
Huh?
Try and get in about 2 hours before.
Okay. You ever come in with your boy 5?
He does his own little workouts in the morning.
Where's your own little workout in the morning? Huh? Where's your own little workout in the morning? You starting your career how you want to. You see what I'm saying? It's a competition in everything you do, baby. You know how to do it. Why not? It doesn't help.
Man, I hear attitude in there. I do,
Oh,
depends what time you start.
Come on.
I do.
Gavin.
I'm hearing attitude from Baker Mayfield.
Okay, well,
is his name Baker or Johnny?
His name is Baker, and that's an irresponsible comparison, and I won't stand for it.
It's not as bad as Johnny, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But it's giving me some vibes, bro.
Yeah, me too. Aaron Rodgers vibes. Tom Brady vibes. A little cockiness in there.
I think he'll get humbled when he gets into an NFL game and realize how hard it is. And then I do think Baker will be different than Johnny, and he won't turn to more drugs to try to make himself better at sports. He will actually turn to, okay, I got to get my stuff straight. Obviously, Tyrod Taylor has been a successful guy in the NFL, especially from where he came from. And I got to start doing things similar to him and then go over the top and be even more on my game. I'm supposed to lead a franchise out of 0-16 back to the playoffs, somehow back to a Super Bowl in my time as the quarterback. And me showing up and doing just what is on the board ain't going to be enough. But I think he's going to have to get humbled first, because in his life, and he hasn't been number one all the time, obviously Tech was, but he's going to get humbled. And then that humbling, that failure, will that push him to, just party more and want to disconnect? Or will that take him into the realm of, you know what, this is going to be my life 24/7?
He's probably wired to think that people doubting him are idiots, though, because he showed up at Tech as a walk-on behind the same player he was behind in high school beat him out in another scholarship player and played great for 5 games.
Yeah.
And then he goes and walks on at OU and wins the job there too.
Yeah.
So he might genuinely think that Hugh Jackson is a moron that doesn't know what he's talking about. And from his life experiences, I mean, he's been right so far.
Listen, my guy Baker's just enforcing the CBA. You know, we have rules about how much we can work out here. I need my downtime.
Does that concern you at all?
No, I just think it's, and I don't mean this word mean-spirited. Like, I think it's just a certain level of ignorance where you show up and when Hugh's like, why aren't you doing extra workouts? It's like, I never really thought about it.
Yeah.
Like, I come to practice and I'm out here and I'm balling. Like, and I think how you respond to a little comment like that might reveal something about you. Like that next day, did Baker get up an hour earlier to do something before practice? Or was it just like, oh yeah, I just talked to coach and, you know, tomorrow I'll see you at practice. You know, how do you respond to those? But I think he had no idea. He's just like, oh yeah, I guess I could do more than just practice.
Yeah, I know. You're right. I mean, the level of professionalism, work ethic, attention to detail is just on another level, and there's a massive adjustment going on for all rookies in one way or another. Okay, I think there's some more cuts in here that I want to play. We'll also talk about what we're hoping to see tomorrow night in the preseason opener here on The Fan.
Coming up today on the Ben and Skin Show, we got Rangers Day Baseball, so we'll be on immediately following the Ranger game, and we'll start the final countdown to Dallas Cowboys preseason game number 1. Ride home with us after the game on 105.3 The Fan.
Are you carrying precious cargo? How safe are your rail crossing habits? Beware of the tracks and trains around you and learn how to protect you and your family at rail crossings. Find out safety tips while crossing railroad tracks at freightntx.org. That's freightntx.org.
Hi, this is KRLD Scott Sams. Has this ever happened to you? I'm out with friends having a great time. Someone takes a selfie. I looked at it. Everyone looked great. Except me. My hairline had gone back past my personal vanity line. So I made a New Year's resolution that I'd do something about that. And I did. I went to the Hair Restoration Institute of DFW. I met with the professionals at HRI. They went over the many hair loss solutions that they offer. And now I'm so much happier with the way I look. Now, when I'm in a picture with my family or friends, I have more selfie esteem. Seriously, I do feel better about the way I look because of the professionals at HRI. And they can help you feel better about the way you look too. And they can do it today. You can get a free hair restoration consultation just by calling the Hair Restoration Institute of DFW. Here's the number. It's 817-854-HAIR. Or go online to dfwhairloss.com. That's dfwhairloss.com. Consultation's free. What do you have to lose? Get more hair, get more life, and tell them I sent you.
Pre-owned vehicles. See sportscitytoyota.com/blog for details.
It's what you've waited for. It's Toyota's national clearance event, and it's going on right now at Sports City Toyota.
Today, get a 2018 Camry LE or RAV4 LE for only $18,900. We have a 2018 Tundra Double Cab for just $29,900. Plus, get 0% financing for 60 months at Sports City.
But you better hurry because it all ends Monday night. Call us now, log on now, do it now at sportscitytoyota.com.
So you walk in to find water on the floor, and now your whole schedule is soaked. Everything stops. School schedules, football practice, ballet lessons. Hey, don't worry. Call the pros you know at Dowerth Restoration. We'll get there fast to dry up the water and repair the damage. We know we're not just restoring homes, but we're restoring order to your life too. After all, we don't want to have to answer to that ballet instructor. DowerthRestoration.com.
Hey, Ben and Skin here for Get Mortgage Ready. Does it seem like every time you're on Facebook or Instagram, you see pictures of homes that your friends bought and you think, hey, what about me? If you're tired of throwing money away on rent each month or living in your parents' house, visit getmortgageready.com and they'll show you how you can get into your very own home.
And Ben, there's so much misinformation floating around. Some people think they don't have enough money to buy or won't get approved. Well, stop guessing. Find out right now. Get Mortgage Ready has helped thousands of first-timers, and they want to help you too. Before you contact an agent or lender, head on over to getmortgageready.com and get your free mortgage readiness score. In just a few short minutes, you'll know if you're mortgage ready. And if you're not, they'll get you there. And once you're ready, that's where the fun really begins. They'll help you devise a strategy to come up with a down payment. They'll get you to the best agents and lenders. And the best part, they're going to show you how to save thousands of dollars in closing costs. If you're a first-time home buyer, you absolutely need to call GetMortgageReady.com at 214-692-5300.
That's 692-5300. ForgetMortgageReady.com.
We celebrate so many holidays throughout the year, like this one. And that one. There's even one for selfies. Ooh, but don't forget about celebrating sales tax holiday at Walmart starting August 10th in Texas. With Walmart's great value and no sales tax to pay, you save while stocking up for the whole fam. And while grabbing a little something for yourself, too. Hey, it is a holiday, so it's okay to celebrate. Hurry in and save this sales tax holiday at Walmart from August 10th to August 12th in Texas.
The Rangers close out their homestand with the rubber game of a 3-game series against the Seattle Mariners. Hi, everybody. This is Eric Nadel with Matt Hicks and Jared Sandler. Our broadcast begins at 12:30 today on 105.3 The Fan.
Hey, poker players. This is Poker Pro Maria Ho with a special invitation for any of you who'd like to share in a guaranteed prize pool of $2 million. Sound good? Then head to a satellite this August to win your spot in the River Poker Series, and you could find yourself sharing in the guaranteed $2 million prize pool this September. Or, if you're really made of steel, buy into the River Poker Series main event only at WinStar World Casino and Resort.
Drew Pearson here for UA Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local 100. Only licensed plumbers that are MedGas certified are allowed to install and operate medical gas piping systems. If you are at a journeyman level in pipe fitting, you are wanted. Come join the family at UA Local 100 and earn your certification at no cost to you. UA Local 100 is offering you a career, not a job. Call UA Local 100 now at 469-520-1261 to learn more or visit ualocal100.org.
Get ready for your chance to win $1,000 next hour at 16 past the hour on The Fan.
Segment of The Fan is brought to you by Dallas Truck World. If you're looking for a pre-owned selection of quality cars and trucks, check them out now at DallasTruckWorld.com.
Welcome back, GBag Nation, live in Oxnard, California. We're going over some audio from Hard Knocks on HBO of the Cleveland Browns. This is entertaining stuff. We got some Carl Nassib. Isn't he the old Syracuse quarterback?
Nassib is a No,
he's not a
Carl
quarterback.
Nassib, I think, is the defensive.
I'm thinking of Ryan
lineman.
Nassib.
Yes.
Okay,
Carl
so we have
Nassib,
a
I
defensive
believe, is a
lineman
defensive
here.
lineman.
He's going to tell us why Instagram is a waste of time. And then there's a blow-up moment between Todd Haley and Hugh Jackson that we're going to get to. Then we'll talk Cowboys 49ers. The preseason opener is tomorrow. How about cut 27 here, Lucius? Here's Nassib on why IG's a waste.
You spend 2 hours a day on Instagram. That's 1 month out of the year. 2 hours a day. That's 1/12 of your day. That's 1/12 of your. That's one whole month on Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook, on whatever people do. That's 1 month out of the whole year. What's wrong with doing that, brother? Spending a month on Instagram? Out of the year, yeah. Because you're just not bettering yourself, bro.
Yeah, whatever.
What do you think? It's a lot of time on Instagram.
I don't like the math on that because what you're doing is you're taking those hours compared to a 24-hour window, but we're sleeping 7 or 8 hours a night, so you really need to break it into a 16-hour window of when you're awake.
So that's 1/8,
and I guess that ups the number.
Yeah, you just made it worse.
Damn,
cow hangover.
Well, Carl Nassib doesn't know what he's talking about. If Myles Garrett is on Instagram, then he's doing it the right way. That's who we need to figure out if that's who he was talking to.
It's hard to talk people into being like that into work ethic because, I mean, at that age, it's like, what? I'm not going to spend 5 hours a day doing whatever I want, like whether that's TV or video games or going to the golfing driving range. It's just like, you're not wired like that until you become like a middle-aged workaholic. Like, I'm not bettering myself right now. This is a waste of time. That's something that old men do.
Well, and social media is a massive, massive time waste. Like, if you use it in a productive way, it's really cool. It's an incredible thing to have. Like, for us, it's an incredible thing to have. Twitter's awesome. You can cater your timeline to things that are going to give you content ideas, whatever. But we have gotten to a point where, and I'm 100% guilty of it, a lot of times you'll just find yourself sitting in bed or whatever, and you're basically refreshing a timeline, and there's nothing new, and it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And I do it all the time. I wake up, I hit my phone, and I'm like, what are the news stories? What is the news? And I've had a couple of days where I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going to check the internet till I get to work. And those couple of days feel massively better. Massively. but it's hard to remember. Like, screw that thing.
Yeah.
Forget it.
I
I don't
know.
need that.
I know. Well, because sometimes it really pays off with some great news.
It does.
Yeah, you know.
I got to hit the
sometimes
favorite
there's
button
funny
on Jeffrey
jokes.
Time stuff.
There's great videos. There's a blow-up moment here. Todd Haley and Hugh Jackson getting after it. You got the head coach and the offensive coordinator in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Of course, Haley's a hothead. You know, he's been doing this for years, and here he is losing it.
I have an opinion on it, and we need to get so much done, you know, and I know I said that to you and we joke about it, but if we live in our fears, I mean, our team has to get mentally tougher and be able to fight through the that we got to fight through. We got to change this drastically, and if we got guys that haven't done sitting around doing nothing, you know, I just don't know how we're going to do it.
Well, I respect you saying that. I mean, I used to sit in the same chair.
Joe,
Let me
I'm
finish.
just
Let me finish. I used to sit in the same chair as you guys sat in. And I used to feel the same way. I just want to kill them, okay? Until all of a sudden I sat in this chair and then they're not there. And you don't get them to practice. And you can't get them through and then you don't have them for 3 weeks. And I'm not living in my fears. That's real. And I think we all can appreciate that. Anything else? Speak now, if ever your peace. Get it out. Anything else?
All that being said, on a positive, and we got a long way to go. But that being said, we're making progress. There's enough positive in my experience that I'm encouraged.
That's good.
All right, there it is. Hard Knocks on HBO with the Cleveland Browns. Anything on that?
Help me out here. Hugh Jackson is saying if we push them too much, they're going to get hurt and then not be able to practice. So
Haley's saying we got a bunch of soft dudes that need to start pushing through, and we have a loser mentality in organization.
I think it goes back to that Jarvis Landry cut that we played 10 minutes or so ago.
Yeah. Okay.
That maybe you have injured guys who could play through it, but they're like, oh, my ankle and stuff. Where do you come out on that? Do you want your guys to totally rest up, or do you want them to be playing like wounded warriors this early in the preparation process?
I think you have to know each individual. Like, I'll give you an example. When I went to Abilene as a worthless football player, I had a hamstring that was bugging me the day I got there. But like, you're not important, and if you sit down, you have no chance to ever be considered to play. It's like I have to go play. But I don't know. There's a balance between being smart, and you have to know, is this guy one of the guys that's given me what he's got, and I need to protect him from himself, or is this a guy that's looking for a way out to be like, oh yeah, I can take a day off here. This is
Rolando
easy.
McClaining it.
Right. Yeah. 100%. By the way, you just said his name. So I heard a Rolando McClain story that's going to sidebar the segment for a second.
Okay, let's sidebar it up.
So Sean Lee, I believe he's the old linebacker coach that was here. He had told, I think this is from Pat Doney, where he was talking about Sean Lee and just how genius he is as a football player. So at the NFL Combine, they would grab every player and he would basically have them for an hour and a half or whatever. Put him on the board. All right, you learn this, you learn that, and then he'd give him a test. 50 questions, he'd give him a test. The highest scores ever recorded on that test was a 49. It was Sean Lee and Rolando McClain. I don't know if people realize, like, Rolando McClain wasn't just a machine of a body put together that could play football. He was a football genius.
Nice.
He was a football genius. He just loves fishing and marijuana and purple drink.
Maybe it was just boring to him because it was so easy.
I guess.
Like he could bend people backwards and he knew what they were doing before they knew what they were doing.
I guess it's possible to be absolutely amazing at something and just not really care about it. Like, that's just not for me.
I suppose.
Don't care.
But man,
Let me burn his house down.
He was.
Allegedly.
Okay, Cowboys getting ready. He got away with it. Speaks to another level of genius.
He didn't do it, sir.
Cowboys getting ready to travel. They'll play the 49ers tomorrow. The game itself is the biggest story going right now, but what are you looking forward to inside the game is also very big. And to me, I think it's how the young defensive players react to live situations. You know, what are we going to get from Van Der Esch? How much is Taco showing improvement? Can that secondary lock guys down? Because that's the step that we need to see them take for this defense to be good enough to carry the team to special places.
I'm kind of just looking at the game being over and then saying, everybody's healthy. We're going on to practice Friday at Oxnard. mean, I hate to just put it at that level, but to me, I just don't think you can learn much from this one. Because even when I got excited about Rico Gathers, then everybody told me the next day, don't get excited. He's horrible. And I'm like, well, then why did we play the game? If everybody's horrible that did good, and who cares? So so I don't know. Like I'm not. I guess I'm not supposed to get it. If Rico has 3 catches for 2 touchdowns and 74 yards in those 3 catches, it's like he sucks. I've been told he sucks. No matter what he does, he stinks. So I'll just leave it at that. And so. I mean, I hope Leighton Vander Esch, watching Leighton Vander Esch, but I mean, if he has a good game, then everybody's going to tell me, no, don't watch that. That was stupid.
That is beautiful, Mike. So what good performances can we genuinely take to the bank tomorrow night, Jeff?
So I've heard that the entire offensive line might play a little bit. So you might get to see the first team offense for a drive or for 5 or 6 or 8 plays or whatever. And that's always fun. But preseason game 1, and generally speaking, the preseason games, they're about 8 to 12 dudes. That's what it's for. Before we got here, you could say, okay, Cowboys 53-man roster, go. And you could put a little lock by 40 to 45 names. So who needs to play well in a preseason game? Who does it matter for? It's names like Lance Lenore, Noah Brown, wide receivers that – is there even a spot for me to make this team?
Nobody that matters for the winning and losing of 2018, though.
Well, they can, because let's go to your 4th, 5th, 6th cornerback. You're a player or 2 away, and there will come a time in the season where your 5th cornerback is your 3rd cornerback, and there's going to be a time where your 5th linebacker is your 3rd linebacker. So I don't know how exciting it is to the mass Cowboy watching audience. But the guys that really matter in this game is, I guess, Jordan Lewis versus Anthony Brown. They're competing to be a starter.
Yeah.
Marquez White and Duke Thomas, they're competing to be on a football team. It's guys like that.
The corners are a great place to start grading, don't you think? Maybe they're not complex schemes that they got to try to interpret when they're in zone, but if they're playing man and we're trying to evaluate them adjusting how they attack playing man, I think that's, probably a place to get some quality observations.
It's really about the guys that are competing to be playing football for a paycheck versus not playing football for a paycheck and having to find something else to do. That's what the games are for.
It'd be cool. I know it's preseason, but to see Jalen Smith drop in coverage and not look lost and be able to some of the stuff that we've seen through video and stuff and here at training camp, that he could be able to do similar things in his 10 snaps.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, I'll speak some strong truth on Jalen and do my best to be fair to all angles. I think he's 10% better than last year. I don't, and whatever,
which that's not insignificant.
No, it's showing improvement. Heck, if he could do 10% a couple of more times, he could be an above average player in this league. So I guess, and 10% could mean whatever you thought he was last year. Maybe you think he's already coming up on Pro Bowl level, and 10% better would be real significant. But I'll say he'll be back at Notre Dame level when you see a legitimate game-changing performer happening. When Superman in shoulder pad shows up and starts, doing things like Cam Chancellor, Troy Polamalu, like safeties would do, the great safeties we've watched, but at a linebacker position. That's when he'll be back to Notre Dame level. All right, it's time to go around the NFL. And we'll do that for you when we return for hour number 2 of the G-Bag Nation, live from Oxnard, California on 105.3 The Fan. Let's talk about some Twin Peaks, though. Eats, drinks, scenic views. It's the best place to head if you're looking for a cold beverage and something delicious. Now, I'll tell you, that Twin Peaks, they've taken it to another level. Everything's been elevated to a higher status at Twin Peaks, but I'm specifically talking about the kitchen. What they have going on back there can satisfy any fan's appetite, and that's because it's delicious. Twin Peaks doesn't think, it's a sports bar. We got great things happening here. You watch the TV and drink the cold beer and here's some food. No, they take great detail and attention to make sure that they have amongst the best food items you could possibly imagine when you're heading out for a good time. Maybe it's at night, maybe maybe you want to cut out for lunch. Whatever the case, Twin Peaks is going to get you taken care of, and you're going to enjoy the scenic views. The views are amazing. You get a cold beverage, something delicious to eat, and something real easy on the eyes, bringing those items by the table and always have a friendly smile on their face. So, yeah, maybe you'll see me at a Twin Peaks soon. Eat, drink, scenic views, salute.
The one place to grab the fan wherever you go. Radio.com. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
This CBS Sports Minute brought to you by SimpleSleepTest.com. Annoying snoring could be deadly snoring. Don't ignore the snore. Get tested today at SimpleSleepTest.com.
This is Damon Amendolara with a CBS Sports Minute, brought to you by new Tums Chewy Bites plus gas relief. Aaron Rodgers is antsy, and I don't blame him. He's 34, going to be 35 this December. He called out the effort of his young wide receivers yesterday at camp and called himself grumpy. Yep, I'd be too. At 30 years old, the Patriots realized time was ticking on Tom Brady, which kind of looks crazy 11 years later, and Brady's still playing in Super Bowls. But they brought in Wes Welker that offseason, brought in Randy Moss. A few years later, they drafted Gronk and Aaron Hernandez, and that ended up meaning an undefeated regular season and 2 more Super Bowl championships for Brady. They were constantly looking for breakout targets and weapons for their Hall of Fame quarterback. Are the Packers doing the same thing? Or are they just hoping that Aaron Rodgers makes average and inexperienced guys look great? If you see Aaron Rodgers blow a gasket this season, it's because he knows the clock is ticking. A grumpy old man, and understandably so. I'm DA.
Their mission was Mars, but on the 5th day, they had burritos. Oh no, what have we done? Close the door.
Warning, heartburn and gas detected.
They wanted to go home until a scientist saved their dignity with new Tums Chewy Bites plus gas relief. Everyone, hold on! This season, get fast heartburn and gas relief that's out of this world. New Tums Chewy Bites plus gas relief. Available in the store near you.
I'm Captain Obvious, and Hotels.com rewards me basically everywhere I stay. So why am I currently skipping stones with 4 locals and 1 grizzly bear outside this Riverside Lodge in Portland? Because Hotels.com lets me do me. And because, honestly, the bear just kind of joined in, and now we're afraid that if we stop, he'll get angry. He can smell our fear. Hotels.com. You do you and get rewarded.
Have you heard Albertsons and Tom Thumb now deliver groceries to your front door? Simply go to Albertsons.com or TomThumb.com. It's the fastest and easiest way to get the freshest produce, quality meats, and everything in between. Hey kid, nice catch.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Whitten.
Albertsons and Tom Thumb offer same-day delivery, and you can shop by history, which means it's easy to reorder the things you love most. Try it for free today at Albertsons.com or TomThumb.com. Albertsons and Tom Thumb, the official supermarket and pharmacy of the Dallas Cowboys.
Hi, Kevin Miller with TexasLending.com. Over the years, we have spent millions of dollars improving our technology to make sure your loan gets done quickly. It's our mission to expedite financing for you and your family. And you know what? It's working in spades. Our clients are raving about how fast our process is. Call us at 972-387-4600. 972-387-4600. Our process to close a home loan is half the national average, meaning if you can save hundreds of thousands on your mortgage by refinancing right now or getting a cashback refinance, why would you wait that extra month? You'll have to pay an extra $300 to $1,000 a month in some cases in interest on your credit cards or other debts. Call 972-387-4600 to TexasLending.com. A live person will answer. 972-387-4600. TexasLending.com. We got them.
When you think mortgage, think TexasLending.com.
4100 Alpha Road, Suite 300, Dallas, Texas, 75244. And MLS number 137773. Equal housing lender.
RJ Chopper here. Are you losing your hair? I was in the same predicament. Late teens, early 20s. Go see Dr. Bashara. He'll hook you up to the artist robot. Little as 1 session, you could be on the road back having a full, healthy head of hair again. He's one of 4 elite robotic hair restoration surgeons in the state of Texas, the first in the Southwest to use this technology. Go check him out. Pain-free, relaxing experience, 1.5 to 2 days of downtime, no linear scar. Mark Bashara, MD.com. It's the Paragon Hair Clinic. 817-473-2120. Tell them RJ Choppy from the Fan Central.
This is the exclusive home of Dallas Cowboys football. KRLD FM and HD1, Dallas, Fort Worth. Let's go, Cowboys.
A radio.com station. Live from Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard.
Let's do this.
It's the GBag Nation on 105.3 The Fan.
We are
15 minutes from your next chance to win $1,000, but it's winning time as we go around the NFL. We have audio of an upcoming documentary about what was happening with this team about 12 years ago. Can tell you all about it. Here we go.
Let's go around the NFL, GBags style, on 105.3 The Fan.
A look at Bill Parcells' time with the Cowboys. This will probably be an award-winning show. Salute to Kent Garrison over there at DallasCowboys.com for putting it together. He's doing a hell of a job, isn't he?
He is a badass.
And they were nice enough over there to send our program director, Mr. Gavin Spittle, 4 preview audio cuts. Got audio cuts of this show. And I'm going to play 2 for you. Maybe 2 bonus cuts at the end of Around the NFL, depending on how the timing goes on this bad boy. But let's start out with this first cut on Jerry and Bill Parcells' meeting. Gator.
Thing that I remember about initially entertaining the idea, thinking about him coaching the Cowboys, was that I was continually being reminded, media otherwise, that those guys might have trouble working together. Jerry is pretty strong in his ideas and we all know that Bill is very strong as to football. What I saw immediately when I visited with him was his desire to coach the Dallas Cowboys.
It's hard to give up the game. It really is hard to give up the game. And, I knew I was getting on in age, and that when this Cowboy opportunity came along, I was actually thinking about going to the University of Kentucky and go to college football, try my hand at that because they have good horse racing down there. I have an interest in that. But when the Cowboys were interested, and I talked to Jerry, and he told me the way it was set up. I told him I wasn't for everybody. I said, hey, I'm not for everybody. So, he said, well, you think it over? And I said, well, you need to think it over too.
I saw that he would be willing to make it work in any way we needed to make it work. And the very thing that the outside public were worried about was the thing that I liked the most about Bill Parcells. He certainly was not going to be a yes man.
Okay, that's really interesting stuff, isn't it? Getting together and trying to marry the philosophies, and Bill saying you need to think about it too, and then all the friction that happened there. How do you think that plays on, Jason Garrett sticking around? Because I just think Jerry wouldn't want to go through that as positively as he might talk about the Bill Parcells experience. I think it does influence the present and the desire to stick with what you know and you trust.
I think he is loving every moment of this Dallas Cowboys organization the way it's constructed now, and I don't think he ever wants to go back to a Jimmy Johnson, Bill Parcells situation where they might be great at the job and lead them to possibly something special, but that would be miserable for him to deal with that.
I don't know. Like, I think I agree with you. I just, the way that this team's operated the last 5 years is that Jerry's not really a decision maker anymore. He can be if he wants to be. He can do whatever he wants, but it's very rare that we see him make a move, make a draft pick. Like, it's not Jerry anymore.
Yeah.
And so I wonder if that step back could lead to the other step back where it's like, if we can find an incredible coach that wants to do things his way, so be it. I think I agree with you though. But I could see it because he has taken a step back. He's done it.
Yeah.
And he has and will and continued to and did and didn't when he wants to and doesn't.
Yeah, but, it still allows him or his son freedom, to operate exactly where they want without public friction happening, without somebody in public kind of poking holes in the perceived boat or the, real life boat or whatever it is. But I do think it's a fascinating discussion, and I would love to see Bill Parcells on this team right now. If you could just drop him down in this squad. Like 50
Bill
years old.
20, okay, yeah.
Like
the,
in his
the
prime.
Old fart
Yeah.
Where
I'd like
horse racing.
No.
Well, I thought about going the college route so I could watch more horses.
Yeah,
race.
Kentucky's got to hear that. Oh my God, we almost hired Bill Parcells to come down here into semi-retirement and race horses.
I'd kind of like to see Bill Parcells now. Just come coach. Just bring him in.
Hey, he is the man. I think it just comes down to, can you sustain the energies levels necessary to do the thing, for all those hours?
You got Viagra and stuff for blood blood flow.
So this is actually going to debut this afternoon at 3:00. You'll be able to watch the whole thing on DallasCowboys.com, documentary about the Parcells years. We have some cut of him talking about trying to coach up Chad Hutchinson here, the former QB. Here we go.
Quincy, get back in there, Hutchinson. Know who you're throwing to, Quincy. You can't make American League Player of the Week, and you guys got to start execute. Let's go. Get your ass in gear, Hutchinson. Let's go. Time you start to get out of damn shell and start doing something positive. Tired of that shit. Let's go. That's good. That's good. Don't, because if you do, you ain't playing. I know. Get on your front feet and let's go. You can do it. You just think too much. You're trying to be too precise. You got to play, man. You got to play.
I tell you what,
You're more relaxed. You tell you I can.
I am a lot more. That first day, I didn't.
Why?
I get it.
Chair. You know something? Some people's mind can take them down. All right? Just relax and play. And quit trying to do everything perfect.
All right.
Yeah, I got bad news for you, Bill. Like, he can't do it. He was like, yeah, you can do it. You can. No, he couldn't. Never could. Wasn't going to. No.
Well, yeah, it's just that I'm so bad at this that I actually need to think about stuff.
Right. I'm a baseball player,
Yeah.
Bill. Like,
He
what
wasn't that either. He mind effed himself on that field too.
Oh, all right.
Was he a psycho case, Mike?
It's one of those things where sometimes teams get worried about Stanford guys,
Yeah.
and because they're like they can't, their brain can't get out of the way of themselves. That's one of the complaints I have on Garrett. I think Garrett's almost too smart for this. His brain is like, no, you got to make this simpler. You have 15 seconds to get the next play in. You have 10 seconds to make a decision on what you want to do here. And some guys they just want to think it through a whole bunch. It's like, you don't have time to do that. Snap the ball and make an effing play.
Okay, again, that Parcells documentary, 3:00, DallasCowboys.com. Here is Jeff's second down as we're going around the NFL.
All right, Aaron Rodgers. Hey, you shut up.
Chad Hutchinson.
Aaron Rodgers, very similar to Chad Hutchinson when
I think
it
I
comes
will,
to
Coach. I think I'll do it.
playing sports.
Shut up and make the play.
I'm getting more comfortable, Coach.
I'm okay.
I almost
today,
asked
Coach.
myself day one, though.
Aaron Rodgers did an interview with The Ringer, and he was talking about what he would do if he was in charge of the NFL. Can Aaron Rodgers
No salary
improve what
cap.
we got going on here? Kinda. He did say we have sort of a tough situation. I think one thing you could definitely look at that would influence the way contracts are done is hard cap versus non-hard cap. Like the NBA, where there's a cap, then there's luxury tax. I'd allow teams to go over the cap, knowing if they do, since there's not a hard cap, they're going to be faced with luxury tax issues, and maybe they'll change their strategy. Excuse me. It's not like we're hurting, just like the NBA. We're not hurting for revenue. We're doing excellent in the NFL. NBA is doing fantastic as well. He also talked, basically, he wants to borrow the NBA's financial plan and kind of incorporate it into the NFL. He was talking about a version of the mid-level exception to provide security for veteran players. And of course, get rid of the franchise tag.
Yeah, it's a bad one.
He said, because I think that gives the team a lot of power over your future. They can tag you a couple times. That restricts player movement. I think if you didn't have it, it would encourage teams to get deals done earlier. In the long run, it might actually save them money because you're doing a guy's deal a year before he's ready to play, especially young guys. Maybe they get him for cheap. And if he has a huge season his last year, cheaper than they would have gotten him after that season if you sign him early. Now, the owners will not listen to that, and they want nothing to do with any of that. But I think he's on it. Now, I'm a proponent of just blow up salary caps. Just don't do it. If you want to own a team, then own a team. If you don't, sell it, take your money, cash out, bring in a guy who wants to compete financially. But they'll never do that because their situation's way too good.
Yeah, there's no doubt the NFL's got to do something, right? Because the longer this goes on, the more broken it seems, the more players are getting motivated to try to. So I think it's going to change quite a bit, at least in the way that free agency and the CBA works. I don't think that's a huge sticking point. Like, the NFL obviously is going to want it to be in their favor, but I think they could back out of, hey, if you guys are strong on franchise tag, we'll take that away as a sign of good faith and then figure out another way to screw you over here.
Yeah. They'll find a good one.
Just another term for it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. It'll just be different.
Okay, around the NFL, brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort. And here's Mike with third down.
Jeff, you're going to like this. USA Today ranked the 5 worst teams at drafting from 2010 to 2016. They said they didn't want to include, obviously, this year's class because nobody knows yet, and they didn't want to include last year's class because they've only had 1 year in the NFL. So they ranked the worst drafting teams from 2010 to 2016. Do you have a guess on who's number 1?
Indianapolis.
They're on the list, but the Cleveland Browns are
too.
number 1. It said the Browns not only whiffed badly on their first-round selections, not one of their 10, the 10 first-round picks they had from 2010 to 2016 is still on the roster, and 3 are out of the league altogether. They also missed on many day 2 and day 3 selections. Perhaps just as painful, however, is that 17 players selected in rounds 1 through 3 are currently playing on other teams.
Yeah, they've had a rough go of it. They have not done real well. They did a great job of stockpiling a bunch of draft picks, though, and then firing the guy who couldn't pick players and bringing in a guy who can. So
the end of the Cleveland Browns debacle is this. Making matters worse, the Browns passed on quarterbacks Carson Wentz. They also passed on Deshaun Watson's in recent first rounds, despite having a glaring need at the position. So they're hoping to change that around with Baker Mayfield going number 1 overall. But from 2010 to 2016, they're a pathetic organization.
Chiropractic provides drug-free pain relief and prevention. Plus, they're all about making it easy. No appointment or insurance needed with extended evening and weekend hours, so you receive the care you need at your convenience. The Joint Chiropractic. Relief on so many levels.
All right, back to around the NFL. The Buffalo Bills are number 2 in worst drafts from 2010 to 2016. They have just kept 4 players from the 2010 to 2016 draft, not first rounders.
Oh, 4 total?
Just 4 total.
Wow.
So they have done a really bad job there. The Bills had 12 players selected in the first 3 rounds of those classes end up with other teams. Some of them, such as cornerbacks Stephon Gilmore, Patriots, and Ronald Darby, Eagles, are high-end starters, but not on their team anymore. Number 3 is the New York Jets. They have done a really bad job from 2010 to 2016 drafting players. Number 4, San Francisco 49ers have done a bad job, but they're saying they're trending in the right direction. John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan look like they've done a good job of putting that puzzle back together after kind of their team that went to the Super Bowl with Colin Kaepernick looked like a team on the rise. They did such a bad job of drafting that the whole thing fell apart really quickly. So I guess it can go to show all you got to do is put together 2 bad draft classes and you can have a team that's in NFC Championship game or possibly in the Super Bowl. You go over in 2 years in a row in the draft and it will plummet you in this league, kind of like the San Francisco 49ers. And now they're trying to get back into that.
Did it to the Cowboys for 4 years.
It did.
Yeah.
And then number 5, you named them, the Indianapolis Colts, who you went over the other day, have just done a really bad job. After getting Andrew Luck in 2012, it just kind of says they just have not drafted anything around them. And then with Andrew Luck's injury, hasn't helped matters either.
Yeah, they compounded picking bad players with bad strategy, which is always good, to not only not pick good players, but to make sure you don't pick at positions that can help you is really, really special.
And
that's how you get fired.
And the 6th worst drafting team from 2010 to 2016 is actually the Super Bowl winners of Super Bowl 50, the Denver Broncos. And it said, look, they've drafted upper tier guys like Von Miller and Demaryius Thomas, but the quarterback situation that they've been trying to draft and recently have done a really bad job drafting players.
So are they going to do a top 5? I'd love to see if the Cowboys would be in it, or, maybe this is a series, a countdown,
it could
if you will.
be.
Yeah.
This was USA Today and it was published yesterday midday. So maybe today at some point they'll come out with the 5 best drafting teams.
Yeah, that'd be
Very
nice.
cool.
It'd be a nice list.
Around the NFL,
list.
brought to you by WinStar World Casino and Resort. We were asking Will McClay about that earlier in the week. He wanted no part of exposing his rankings. I was like, don't you guys, have a good idea? Do you keep score of, how efficiently you're plucking players compared to the rest of the league?
Yeah, we know. He's probably, we know.
We know, but it's not about that.
Yeah.
Like, dang it. because I really want to know.
We're just trying our best.
Okay, it's winning time. Speaking of trying your best, let's get $1,000 in your pocket. Text the word BAKE, B-A-K-E, to 72881. That's 72881. Your next chance to win $1,000 in this Turn It On, Leave It On contest is coming up at 12:16 on your Turn It On, Leave It On station, 105.3 The Fan. We are coming back with Mike Fisher, and he's got the 4 players you need to watch tomorrow night against the 49ers right here on The Fan.
Oh, hey, before we do, let's talk about DFW security. It's back to school time, and my main concern is making sure my kids are safe. And even when I'm not at home, so when you're not at home and when you are at home, I want to make sure that you're safe and your kids are safe. DFW security has the most affordable solutions for you to do that. DFW security is giving you peace of mind with a back to school special. Option number 1 is $12.95 a month, just 42 cents a day. This is a great value, the best value in DFW. Call the day on that and you get 2 months free. $12.95 a month, 2 months free. The number to call, 888-507-2344, and mention Mike, or go to dfwsecurity.com. Now, option 2 is the one that I have. This is powered by alarm.com. This is your upgrade, your free upgrade to Smart Security Essential Package powered by alarm.com. Access and control your system right from your smartphone. Equipment, installation, and activation, all included. All you have to do is pay the monthly monitoring. Now, call right now and be one of the first 3 callers. Get on the phone right now, 888-507-2344, and the first 3 callers will get a keyless door lock and indoor camera with 2-way audio at no extra cost for the first 3 callers on option number 2. It's easy. It's simple. I love it in my phone that I can check everything I need to check at my home because I have the Smart Security System by DFW Security. Option 1, $12.95 a month. Option 2, be one of the first 3 callers. Get the keyless door lock and the 2-way audio at no extra cost. 888-507-2344. Mention Mike and see him at dfwsecurity.com.
The one place to grab the fan wherever you go. Radio.com. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
The Joint Chiropractic provides drug-free pain relief and prevention. Plus, they're all about making it easy. No appointment or insurance needed, with extended evening and weekend hours, so you receive the care you need at your convenience. The Joint Chiropractic. Relief on so many levels.
Hello, everybody. Let's talk about mycomputercareer.edu. Let's talk about Duran. Last year, he was a kitchen cook, and he wanted to change his life for the better, and last month, he started his information technology career. He was making triple the money, doing something he loves. If you don't love what you do, there are tons of success stories from mycomputercareer.edu that we like to share with you. It starts there. Take the free career evaluation today, and you can start your new life as an IT pro in as little as 4 months. You don't have to have computer experience or training. Helping people start an IT career is what they do. You attend classes either on campus or live online, whatever works for you, just 2 or 3 times a week, and you'll get what you need to start your new career. They're more than just a school. My Computer Career helps you get in the industry because they work with hundreds of employers that hire their students. They're nationally accredited. Financial aid's available for those who qualify, including the GI Bill. Now, classes do start soon, so take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu. It's not rocket science. It's My Computer Career. mycomputercareer.edu. That's mycomputercareer.edu.
At El Pollo Loco, we've been grilling authentic Mexican chicken for nearly 4 decades. And if we've learned one thing, it's that fire is patient. Patient enough to coax something amazing out of a simple recipe of chicken, citrus, and spice. And that's not something you can rush, microwave, or fake. Our perfect slow grilled chicken goes into everything we do, from our traditional family meals to our burritos and tostadas. El Pollo Loco, fresh from the grill.
Bring home the $20 family choice dinner with 8 pieces of chicken, 2 large sides, and your choice of bacon avocado or avocado mango salad.
It's starting to be known that TexasLending.com has government loan rates around 1/4 to 0.5% lower than most banks and lenders in Texas. People are closing on loans. They're writing raves that they shopped around, and our rates were 1/4 to 0.5% better than everyone else they talked to. Call us for your home purchase loan, your refinance, or your cashback refinance today at TexasLending.com. 972-387-4600. Go online and apply with TexasLending.com.
4100 Alpha Road, Suite 300, Dallas, Texas, 75244. NMLS number 137773. Equal housing lender.
You get the most for your lease with an auto bank lease, yeah.
Are you running your business or is it running you?
Operating a business is a full contact sport. Whether your challenges are with inventory, accountability, or vehicle expenses, there's always something that'll take up your time and cost you money. Autoflex Leasing can help you save both time and money with the best commercial lease program for your business vehicles. You'll deal with an experienced commercial leasing specialist that can help you arrange a lease for any number of miles on any vehicle. Autoflex will show you how to expense 100% of your vehicle costs so that you can bring more money to your bottom line. We've been doing it for 35 years. Let us show you why we're the experts. Simply call 234-1234 from any local area code and we'll take over from there. Autoflex will give you more time to run your business instead of it running you. Call Autoflex Leasing today at 234-1234 or reach us at autoflex.com. The commercial flex lease, only at Autoflex Leasing.
DFW Restaurant Week announces FedEx Office as our new fourth course partner. Spend $10 at any FedEx office in DFW and request a fourth course certificate while supplies last. Redeem your free fourth course certificate during DFW Restaurant Week. Restaurants serving a fourth course are listed at dfwrestaurantweek.com.
Welcome back, GBag Nation. It's time to catch up with Mike Fisher, get his top insights and headlines, the 4 players to watch going into tomorrow night against the 49ers. Segment here is brought to you by Diamonds Direct, Consolidated Communications, and by 1-800-Lawyers. If you've been hurt in an accident and it's not your fault, call the office of Frankel & Frankel right now at 1-800-Lawyers. Frankel & Frankel, the strong army of attorneys to fight for you. Principal office, Dallas, Texas. No Fish yet. He's back at the Dulce Vita Tequila Beach House. What do you think? Did he go a little bit too hard last night? How was Fish doing?
Well, he sent out a picture saying he broke the TV.
Yeah, he must have
said he broke the TV. He said First Take was on it, so he smashed it. So maybe he also broke the Comrex. You know?
Maybe. He called it comics. He said
the
comics line is busy here. And I was like, he's watching some sort of comic.
Okay, so we may have to go old school and hit him on the old cellular.
May have to indeed. Dak Prescott was asked who would be his go-to guy. Who's the guy that he trusts most? And he was given the scenario of 3rd and 6. And he said Cole Beasley. So I'll ask you.
What if it's 3rd and 7? Now it's too far for Beasley.
Okay, question in general here for you. Can Cole Beasley be a go-to guy in a productive, good offense?
No. You can answer now, Jeff.
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I can you be a short guy and be go-to? Yeah. But I think there's got to be a little bit more to your game. I think Cole Beasley is a complementary piece. Now, that doesn't mean that on 3rd down you can't rely on him. You can do that. But to take it into a bigger scope where it's like this is the guy, like this is our feature piece. No, I don't think so.
What's it say about the other guys? Gallup not ready.
That they're young.
Yeah.
They're new here.
Okay.
Dak is an extension of Garrett at this point. We realize that, right? When you talk to him, he's an extension of Garrett. So he named the guy who's been here.
Yeah.
He deferred to a veteran.
You know, I kind of look at it like there's been talk that maybe you don't need superstar wide receivers, right? And that's Kyle Shanahan's approach out in the 49ers. And it's fun to say and all that. But I think if you're going to have a quarterback that's not going to go tight windows down the field and possible balls that make plays happen, you need dynamic weapons. Is that accurate, you think?
I think somewhat. I will say this, like the Eagles, for instance, when they're on 3rd down, because when you talk about, just throw it to whoever's open, you know what the Eagles do on 3rd down? They create a formation, a pre-snap motion, and a route combination that's designed to get their best player open. They try to find a way to get Zach Ertz the ball on 3rd down. So you can know it's coming. But when I motion 2 guys before the snap and I move this around and then I set a pick and then
what
this
are
guy's
they
coming
doing?
underneath, like, I'm finding a way to get my best guy a chance to get the ball. And that's what you're supposed to do.
Okay, it is the G-Bag Nation here on the Fan, and at Fish Sports has been found. He joins us now in the G-Bag Nation. How you doing, Fish?
Having a fine time at the Dolce Vita Beach House here. Can I make one comment about your we don't need a star receiver?
Yeah, Brian, let's kick it around.
Okay, so as you guys know, I covered Jerry Rice with the 49ers in 88, 89.
Mm-hmm.
Then I came here to cover Michael Irvin and the Cowboys. And, of course, grew up a Viking fan, so I always had my eye on Randy Moss. So is somebody actually trying to convince us that the 49ers don't want Jerry Rice? We don't need a guy like that.
No, I think it would just be that there are other ways to skin said cat.
If you have to.
Right.
If you have to skin the said cat with Lance Lenoir, then that's what you'll do. But that's not what you want to do. You want to skin the cat with Jerry Rice.
Is that going to be a phrase that goes away? That sounds like something that.
Yeah, why is it still around?
Why are we skinning cats?
We had a guy who did that.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a trench coat guy who did that. High school.
There must have been a time somebody must have skinned it and ate it.
Okay. Okay.
Why
back
would
to
you skin it?
football. I don't know. Skinning a cat
Speaking
sounds
of fine
horrible.
food, how about that Nobu?
That was very good, Fish. I enjoyed the food. I enjoyed the company. Thanks for introducing me to Jerry Jones. I've obviously met him before, but, you know, in that setting, it was really cool because people were really wanting his time, and we got about 10 minutes of his time. Me, you, and Jerry.
It was very gracious of him. Very gracious of you to give him fashion tips on what kind of shirts to wear.
Thank you.
Is that
We're
what was going on? I couldn't quite catch it. Is that what you did?
He said, he is like, hey, I have that shirt. And I was like, hey, yeah, you know, sometimes I see something that you're wearing and I'm like, hey, that looks nice. I want to see if I can find something like that. I'm a copier when it comes to dressing.
So, Fish, we have these top 4 players to watch tomorrow night in the preseason opener against the 49ers. Who are these Cowboys that we got to watch?
Oh, dear.
We've lost Fish.
I'm sorry, Fish, man. I thought we were on the same page. I didn't mean to make you hang up.
You tore him up. You tore him up.
Well, I tried.
Come on back, Fish. Go ahead and call us on back there, buddy. Who are his 4 guys to watch?
I
Did
can
he list
tell
them
you.
out for us?
He did.
Got the list for us?
Oh, yeah, that's right. There is a text message over here. What do we got? Lance Lenore. Lance
he's
Lenore
back.
is number 1, eh, Fish?
Okay. So, Lance Lenore, like a friend. I think.
Yeah, this isn't going to work.
No,
Appreciate
not
it.
going to work.
We're gonna.
Fish, if you're at the house, you got to go into the street.
Yeah.
I've done it.
Yeah, man. For some reason, the cell coverage not that good on the beach.
Yeah.
I think cell phone companies they cut the beach population out, thinking, hey, these people are on the beach. Surely they wouldn't want to make phone calls and check Twitter.
Which, you know what, is a fair point.
Yeah.
Except that now we're all so darn connected to our stupid phones that when you're on a work trip, you need that action.
I was thinking about having a landline installed just so I could, make some necessary phone calls. But anyway, number 1 on Fish's list is Lance Lenore as a 4 to watch tomorrow night. And he's a player that has been very impressive so far in Oxnard. And I don't know if he's the most physically gifted guy, but he seems to be an attention to detail guy and a competitor. And, that's been enough for him to have him stand out.
Yeah, and those are the guys that preseason's really, really big for, because we've done this before, but let's go through this. Alan Hearns is on this football team. That's going to happen. Cole Beasley is on this football team. Michael Gallup's on this football team. Terrence Williams is on this football team. Tavon Austin is on this football team. And Deontay Thompson's banged up right now, but they think he's on this football team. So number 1, is there room for a 7th wide receiver? I don't know. Most teams carry 6 at most. Is there room for 7? Maybe. I don't know. If there is, he's got to be better than Noah Brown. He's got to be better than pick whatever other guy you kind of like out here. And for Lenore, it's just the math can be really, really tough, but he's in year 2 of the organization really being a big fan and thinking they've got something in him, but can you do enough to make the team? Because I don't see who you can push off the team.
Yeah.
All of those guys are either well-established or they got paid or they have a defined role, and I don't know if you can. So for him and guys like him, you're not just trying to make the Cowboys. You're trying to make it so that if they waive you, somebody wants you on their NFL team.
And I'm sure that'll come down to Noah and Lance Lenore on who do they think.
If you can keep a 7th.
I think they will.
Yeah.
I do, because I don't think they want to lose that guy. And it made it really, when Cedric went down, Wilson, that helped them out quite a bit. And I just think they'll look at it and go, which guy is going to be easier to get to our practice squad? I don't think they're going to want to lose him, but
yeah, I don't think he's played well enough to be at risk of losing him now. It almost makes me think, hey, if you really like the guy, don't let him blow up. Don't let him stay there and have a 130-yard game in this preseason.
Don't let him play in the preseason so you can get back on the practice squad.
You just tell everybody, well, he stinks. 4 catches.
Oh,
Like the Rico. But you know what? They had to put Rico Gathers. I guess he got the concussion thing, but I think they were going to put him on the 53 because they're like, hey, we can trash the guy all we want, but somebody's going to pick him up after what they saw him do in preseason.
What is going on with Rico? He keeps making plays, and we're told he's actually not good.
I can't get it because I watch out here, and I don't want to have strong opinions after watching 2.5 practices, but He's the best receiving tight end on this team, and it's not close.
He's the only one who can go down the field.
Could you have a position that is like, hey, we know you can't block, and he barely knows how to run a route. He's a basketball player, but damn it, put him in the middle of the field and have him rebound.
If you do, you're not keeping 7 receivers. You're going to have 7 receivers and 4 tight ends. We're going to run out of roster spots real fast.
I don't know. That's a frustrating one for me as we go into Thursday, that Rico Gathers is somehow trash, yet he's way better than all the other dudes lining up out here.
Name number 2 on Fish's 4 to watch cornerback depth chart.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that a little bit earlier, where you can go back to the same thing we did with the wide receivers. Cheeto Awuzie is on this football team. Byron Jones is on the team. Jordan Lewis is on the team. Anthony Brown's on the team. Now what? How many are you going to keep, and what is the pecking order? You know the top 4. Then it's Marquez White. It's Duke Thomas. Charvarius Ward. I think those are probably the only names you need to know.
Do you think Thomas or Ward might cut off White?
Thomas or Ward might cut off.
It's a road rage joke.
Okay.
Maybe reach. Never reach there.
Okay. So, who's going to be the best guy out of that group? Who is going to, because you have at least 1 roster spot there and maybe 2. You'll keep 5 corners, maybe a 6th one. And you got 3 guys competing for it. So those are the guys. I know we would love to say, hey, the preseason, what's it about? It's about watching this offensive line dominate and Ezekiel Elliott run it down their throat. And it will be for like 2 plays. And then in game 3, it'll be about that for half the game or 3/4 of the game. But for now, it's really what it's about. You got to really be a football fan to be watching the guys that this is really about right now.
Number 3 from Fish, Armstrong, a rotational player.
Defensive end, DeMarcus Lawrence is starting and playing a bunch of snaps. Tyrone Crawford is starting. Taco Charlton is in your rotation. Randy Gregory, they're going to want in their rotation. Can Dorrance Armstrong be 5th? Right now, Coney Ely they have listed as a backup.
How many snaps?
But he hasn't been practicing while we're out here.
Tomorrow night, how many snaps do you think we watch Dorrance Armstrong?
Oh, I'd give him a lot. Yeah, I would hope that he's playing somewhere between 25 and 40 snaps.
Was he a 4th or 5th?
He was a 4th. But that's who preseason's for. It's for your 4th round pick to show you I'm a rotational player. You can give me 20 snaps a game and it won't hurt you. That's what this is for, especially when you're not going to see Randy Gregory. I don't need to see Tank. I don't need to see Crawford. I would let Taco get snaps. But then it's about Dorrance Armstrong, and I don't know if Coney Ely's even available to play. So Dorrance is going to play a ton. He should play a ton.
Good.
Sounds like he might be in line to make an impression.
I'll be excited. I'm looking for things to 74. I'll be looking for 74.
Pretty bad tackles out there about halfway through the 3rd quarter, sometimes earlier.
Tear them up.
The fat guys. Do we have the fat guys that are going to be our fatties? Dayton Jones and Brian Price?
I'll give you their depth chart at defensive tackle, and it's not going to be awe-inspiring. So somebody here needs to make plays and make you feel like you're going to be okay there, because right now they list Dayton Jones and Jihad Ward as your starting defensive tackles. So without David Irving, that's not a real formidable sounding group. Brian Price, Daniel Ross, Antoine Woods, Richard Ash, Lewis Neal. Those are the names. Somebody's got to show you that at the very least, because neither of the guys they list as starters I don't think either one of them's 300 pounds or very close to it, and they're playing D tackle. So they better show you they can get upfield, because they're not, I don't think they're going to show you that they're run stuffers. Somebody's just got to show you that they can get upfield and that they can be effective playing alongside. At least your defensive ends can stop the run.
Mm-hmm.
Crawford and Lawrence can.
Yeah.
But yeah, D tackle, they need one. They need a couple.
All right. It is time for some baseball nuggets with Mike Bassett coming up next. Where are we going with that, Mikey B?
Well, I want to talk about Joey Gallo and the surge that he's on. Can he keep it up?
I want to talk about Mortgage Financial Services and the surge that they're on.
The best.
And can they keep it up
around?
The answer is yes, because I know they've kept it up for at least 14 months, because that's how long it was between my purchases with my guy Briggsy over there. Brad Sullivan and the Dream Team, dreamlending.com, the official lender of the G-Bag Nation. You're out there right now. I know what you're doing, because I was there. You know what you're doing? Every month you're cutting a check for rent to somebody who owns this massive building, and they're just taking rent from you and 200 other people. And you know what they're doing? They're sitting on a fat stack of cash. You know why? Because they own the building. You need to own a building.
Yeah.
Call Brad Sullivan. Let him get you
with
started.
200 people.
Well, not necessarily. You could start smaller if you
Sure
wanted,
could.
but you can buy whatever you want. Dream big.
Start with your own home, maybe a duplex, maybe an apartment building, whatever the case. You'll find that Mortgage Financial Services, the official mortgage lender of the GBag Nation, is a dream come true to work with. Now, maybe you've already been owning for a while and you got equity built up and you're looking to do something, but you have mortgage needs and you just don't want to go through the stressful process of dealing with the big banks or another lender you've worked with previously. And you're like, isn't there somebody that can make this process a breeze? There is. It's Brad Sullivan and his dream team, Mike.
At 817-601-9010. That's the number to call. The official mortgage lender of the GBag Nation, dreamlending.com, 5% back program. So if you're worried about the down payment, also Homes for Heroes program for teachers, firefighters, policemen, military. There's going to be a deal for you. Brad Sullivan is going to find it. 817-601-9010. Mortgage Financial Services, NMLS 43021, 2001 Lakeside Parkway, Flower Mound, Texas, 75028, Equal Housing Lender.
Coming up today on the Ben and Skin Show, we got Rangers Day Baseball, so we'll be on immediately following the Ranger game, and we'll start the final countdown to Dallas Cowboys preseason game number 1. Ride home with us after the game on 105.3 The Fan.
The previous segment of The Fan was brought to you by Consolidated Communications.
Get down to business with Consolidated Communications and get more done at work every day. From internet to voice, managed IT, security, and cloud services, we have the right solution at the right price along with 24/7 local support. Connect with us at consolidated.com.
Hi, this is Drew Pearson. UA Local 100 is looking for apprentices and journeymen in the piping trades, providing great pay with health benefits for you and your family. Contact UA Local 100 now at 469-520-1261 or visit ualocal100.org.
Live the sweet life with Dulce Vida Organic Tequila. Discover our new amazing grapefruit tequila with club soda. Low calorie, less than 3 carbs per serving, and it makes the perfect Paloma. Or try a refreshing lime tequila with soda. It's a margarita in a bottle. Real ingredients, handcrafted, and blended with our 100% blue agave organic Blanco tequila.
Viva Dulce Vida! Drink it! Live it!
Imported by Dulce Vida Spirits, Austin, Texas. 35% alcohol by volume. Viva responsibly.
Hey, Ben and Skin here from Mark Rubin, Rubin & Associates, and 1-800-Lawyers. If compounding debt has you in a bind, well, then you're stressed out, you're freaking out over your finances, and we totally understand. When you're dealing with a ton of credit card debt, you can't enjoy life. You can't enjoy yourself. It's got you stressed out, and as Gavin Dawson likes to say, it leads to toxic arguments around the house. If this sounds like what you're dealing with personally, pick up the phone and call our guy, Mark Rubin, at 1-800-Lawyers.
Mark Rubin's track record is second to none. He has helped out thousands of folks here in the DFW, including a ton of our Tolo listeners. Speaking of Tolo, he's one himself. And that's one of the main reasons he's so easy to talk to. He's a lot like you and I. He just happens to know how to get you out of this financial mess that could be holding you back. Let's not worry about foreclosure or repossession any longer. Let's turn to the man who gets the job done. He's our buddy, a great sponsor and great partner with the show. It's Mark Rubin and Rubin & Associates. Give him a call, 1-800-Lawyers, or check him out online at DallasTexasLegal.com.
You know what else is toxic? Sitting in a car dealership for hours and hours and hours. It's horrible. It's a process that I will never endure again, though, because I'm hooked up with the Easy Lease at D&M Leasing. These guys are wonderful, especially during a hot Texas summer. You don't want to be out there going car lot to car lot in this Texas heat. Just snuggle on up to D&M Leasing, and the Easy Lease and car shopping will be an absolute breeze. I do it all over the phone, actually. Give them a call from any local area code in 35 Lease and say, hey, I would like that Easy Lease. Thank you very much, D&M Leasing. You also make no down payment. You save up to 50% versus buying, so you can rest assured you'll get the best deal. D&M will get you the lowest rates on a consumer lease as well. And what they do is they find that new vehicle for you and they bring it to the house, and then they drive away with the old one after giving you the highest trade-in value possible. So do like me. Give them a call from any local area code in a 35 Lease, and then you tell me when it's over. Wasn't that the best car acquisition process ever? It's 35 LEASE, or visit them online at dmautoleasing.com. The call is free. Not calling will cost you thousands.
It's time to join the millions of people using Zoom video conferencing. Turn any size conference room, huddle room, or executive office into a Zoom room with flawless HD video, crystal clear audio, and instant wireless sharing. It'll even work with your existing hardware. Start your meetings with a single touch or use Zoom's new voice command feature. Hey, Zoom, start meeting. Huddle Happy. Visit Zoom.us to set up your free Zoom room trial today. That's Zoom.us. Zoom video conferencing.
It's almost time for the 3rd annual Cornhole Tournament from the Owner's Box at the Omni Dallas Hotel. But first, tonight, it's the Cornhole Tournament practice round before the real deal on September 1st. $200 at stake. Register from 7 to 8. The tourney starts at 8, plus the KNC Masterpiece will be broadcasting live. Info at 1053thefan.com.
Cowboys, Niners. Preseason football goes down tomorrow night. Pre-game with Ari Timken and Jesse Holly starts at 7 on your home for the Dallas Cowboys. 105.3 The Fan.
And this segment of The Fan is brought to you by Dallas Truck World. Prices are so low they can't afford to advertise them, y'all. Check them out today at DallasTruckWorld.com.
Thank you, Lucius. Here's Mike with your baseball nuggets.
All right, so good win for the Rangers last night. Great win for Bartolo Colon. He sets the record. Now he's the winningest pitcher in Latin American history, passing Dennis Martinez from Nicaragua.
Muy bien.
And so that's really cool. Now let me get into the Texas Rangers of the future. Joey Gallo. So he's having a good start to August. 24 at-bats, 8 hits, so 333 average, 429 on base, 3 homers, and 8 RBIs, and today is August 8th. That's awesome. Here's the deal. Will this continue? No, it won't continue. I've said this before, and you have to understand this with Joey. He's a streaky hitter. Now, what can't happen the rest of his career, if Joey's going to be a Texas Ranger and a contributing player, he's going to go through huge valleys where he's 0 for 27, and you're going to have to deal with that if you like Joey Gallo or if you want him on the Rangers. But then what we need is August to happen every other month. We need these. He has to be a guy. I've played with guys like this. Jim Thome made the Hall of Fame, and he was kind of like this. All right, so you batted 150 for a month. You know what's going to happen next month? He's probably going to bat 320 with 14 home runs and 40 RBIs. And you're going to be like, this is the best player in the game of baseball, no doubt. And then he's going to go into a big valley and slump a little bit. I'm not saying it'll be month to month, but you have to understand with Joey Gallo, when we talk about Rougned Odor, is Rougned Odor going to go through those valley like he went last year? And no, he's not. He's not going to do that for a 3-month period. Joey still might, because Joey's going to be, the way he swings the bat, his approach at the plate is going to be super streaky. What we haven't seen this year from March through July was, where were the huge peaks where we saw this is the best hitter in baseball for a 2-week stretch? You can't even question it, because, my God, did he just hit 10 home runs in 14 days? He just did. That's who Joey Gallo, hopefully, you get. When the season ends and he has a career year, not this year, but let's just say next year, he bats 235 with 52 home runs. He's not going to be batting 235 consistently. It's going to be 167 this month, 275 this month, 200 the next month, 250 the next month. There's just not going to be consistency with the way that he swings. But what you need is, you need the 2-week stretches, and hopefully this starts one here in August, where you're like, this is the best hitter in baseball. But if you ever ask me in Joey Gallo's career, and I'll just put it, I know he's young, but if you ever say, well, is this who Joey Gallo is now? I'll never say that. No, Joey Gallo is a guy that's going to go through huge peaks and huge valleys. There's guys that have done this in careers, Dave Kingman from a long time ago, that they can be productive players on your team, but relying on them and putting them in the 5-hole all season long, you're going to go through really huge
So he's
slumps.
got better discipline than Rugi, right? He takes quite a few more walks.
He does for the season, yes.
So why couldn't he? What unique challenges does he have that Rugi doesn't?
He wants to hit the ball over the stadium.
So could he change?
We've done interviews with him.
Yeah, no, you're right. He has a lot of fun doing that.
Yeah. There's certain guys that you can't get out of their head. The ball going 420 feet or 490 feet all counts the same. They all count for a home run. But there's certain guys that, like, their mentality is, it's in basketball. You're like, dude, you don't have to go try to dunk everything. There actually is a thing called an 8-foot jumper if you just want. And it's like, nope, got to crush it on their head. But you don't dribble the ball good. And so when you have to get there and they didn't pass it to you where you can just catch and dunk, you're like, no, don't care. Got to dunk on their head. And you're like, but there's more to the game than dunking on their head. And they're like, no, there's not. And I think with
the other part is like the 3-point line is 5 feet ahead of you. You can step forward. No, I'm good back here.
Yeah.
That's where I shoot from.
Yeah. And so I think Joey just has the mentality, and there's just throughout the history of sports and baseball, there's guys that their mentality is, I just want to put on this awesome show when I do connect. And you usually never change these people. Sometimes it does, but usually for Joey, what you have to hope is that you're not going to have just a valley for a long stretch without huge peaks. So what I'm kind of getting to is what's going to be tough for Joey Gallo and the future of the Texas Rangers is, where do you put him in the lineup if you keep him for a long time? Because I don't think you could ever really bat him third or fourth, because he's going to go through stretches where he goes 1 for 30. And there's nothing you can do to get it out of him. And then there's going to be the next 30 at bats. He's going to go 15 for 30 with 8 or 10 home runs. And you're just like, this is the greatest hitter in baseball. So kind of where do you put Joey? I don't know.
6th if he's hot.
That's what I think.
7th if he's cold. Can you do that?
Yeah, and he's batting 5th today in the game, and maybe 5th when he's going good.
Okay.
And then 7th when he's slumping, and just say, hey, once you start breaking out of this, once you have a game where you're 3 for 3 with 2 home runs, and that's going to happen. That's just the way Joey is. We'll pop you back into more of the middle of the lineup. But that's who I think Joey Gallo is, since we've done a lot of Rugi Odor. And I think Rugi Odor, I'm going to put this out there, I think he's going to represent the 2019 Texas Rangers in the All-Star game. I think he won't be the starter. Jose Altuve is the best second baseman, and there's no argument there from me if you're an Astros fan. But I do think when they're having to pick a representative from the Texas Rangers next year, I do think Rugi Odor is going to be the guy that represents the Texas Rangers in the 2019 All-Star game.
Hold the door. You
Now,
know what I'm talking about?
Hodor.
When it comes to Hodor, when it comes to Nomar, let's go to the other part of the outfield. Tomorrow, I have my days right. Tomorrow's Thursday. Nomar Mazara is going to start his rehab stint in Round Rock in AAA. So he is probably 4 to 6 days away.
We don't do rehab stints. We're all Adrian Beltre. We just show back up and go.
Yeah, well, he needs to, just to make sure the thumb's okay, saying he's getting strength back in it. So he'll be back in 4 to 6 days. And I'm just going to now turn this into the whole outfield that we thought was the future of the outfield when we got to the start of June. And that was Joey in left, Delino in center, Nomar in right. DeShields can come off the concussion list on Friday and play. So he's going to travel with the team to New York, and it looks like they'll activate him on Friday. Now, when Nomar comes back, what do you do to open up that spot? Now, I guess Drew Robinson right now will be sent down here pretty soon for Delino. But what I look at is Delino hasn't really been doing a whole bunch to make you feel like, okay, those 2 days that he went down to the minor leagues really got him back to where he needs to be. So do you go back to the plan of, hey, Delino, I know there's only 2 weeks left in minor league baseball, but we're going to send you down for 2 weeks and play you in center field every day and see if you can kind of get back to that 270 hitter we really need you to be. And if you don't do that, probably your other option is, who's now into a pretty good stretch here, is you say, hey, Willie Calhoun, sorry, Nomar's back, and you need to go down to, and that might be the case because Willie can't play center and Nomar can't play center, and you could put Joey Gallo in center field, but that's not doing your team or pitchers any favors by putting Joey as your everyday center fielder for a 10 to 14 game stretch. So I think, unfortunately,
I mean, if it made sense for Delino 2 weeks ago, why wouldn't it make sense? Because, you want to protect him from a reaction or his feelings. I think if it was the right decision, it's still the right decision.
Yeah, if the organization came to that decision, but it just seems like to me, and I don't know this at all, it just seems like there was maybe a little bit of backlash.
Okay.
And it just seems like, well, we'll just bring him back up.
Yeah, but you got to leave Willie developing. I mean, develop the youth. Delino is what he is, right?
Yeah.
And he's hit a stall in his career that's been frustrating to him, and it's made him try to do too much. So he needs the mental adjustment. Willie needs to let it ride right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I feel about it. It's just a matter of, you'll put Tochi. The other thing, too, is as I'm going through this, you'll probably put Tochi in center field because you need to have a center fielder defensively. And then who do I sit on the bench to keep Willie going here?
I don't know. Is it Chew? What's the right answer?
Well, I can't. I mean, sitting Chew would be really weird, right?
I mean, we're developing young players, so I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know. It's weird, right? Because
I don't know.
Winning
the
a
answer
game.
Is, you want to sit Nomar or Joey?
No. The answer to that is no. You don't want to sit either one of them.
Yeah.
But you can't sit your best player that's a veteran. It's just disrespectful to him.
It makes you go back into the other conversation of, I don't know if the Rangers really want to do this because it does hurt your 2019 team if you're trying to win 75 to 80 games to keep it interesting, is you just give Chu away right now. Just say, you know what, we don't even need anything.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys, if we're too hard on this trade situation because we need to develop Willie as a DH, because that's what he is. We need Nomar and Gallo in the corners if we're not planning on trading one of those guys. That's why I talk about that. And then center field, we'll figure that out, is that maybe you just give Chu away. I hate saying that, so it opens up what we're talking about.
Yeah, it is an imbalanced roster, I think, to say the least. All right, it is a ghost town here on the tennis courts in Oxnard, but Mike Fisher's still here grinding away. What you got going on?
I got 4 quickies. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
4 things to watch tomorrow night. You're not going to see the top of the Cowboy depth chart at wide receiver. You're not going to see Alan Hearns. He's got the groin. But Lance Lenoir, he's had a really good camp. Every day he does something good. And Kavanaugh, he's bigger than you think he is. He's like 6'1", 200 pounds.
Yeah, he's an adult.
You think he's a small speed guy, but actually he's kind of a decent size speed guy. I think he'll be featured tomorrow, Thursday night at San Jose. Cornerback depth chart. There's guys way at the bottom of it who can play. Donovan Olumbo. They nickname him Sherm. I don't even.
Yeah, I think that's more about his hair.
But it's also because his build and his play. They don't even know his name, but okay, Kavanaugh, you can be a skeptic if you want to.
I don't think he can play. I
think he can play. And I also think there's like 3 of those guys. In fact, I think Green, the draft pick from a couple of years, that's Chaz Green. We're going to get to him in a minute. White, the cornerback. I think he's an NFL player. Item number 3, Armstrong, the pass rush defensive end. Every day, he looks like a rotational player. I don't know when you play him. I don't know who he gets, but he's going to get snaps Thursday night. And then can the fat guys stick? And that's Chaz Green. No offense, Chaz.
Oh,
can he stick?
I don't think so.
He had one horrible game in his life.
And a lot of injuries.
Yeah, sometimes that's all it takes.
True. And then the other fat guy, no offense, is Antoine Woods, the undrafted Tennessee Titans defensive tackle. He is not their typical nose. He's short and squatty.
He's a tryhard.
And he's definitely a tryhard. But this will be a showcase for Antoine Woods, whoever he is, something more than just punching Travis Frederick in the jaw.
So will you have a report for us tomorrow as well, Fish?
I'll expand on those things, and then let's do this tomorrow too, because tomorrow by this time I will be in San Jose, so we'll get the lay of the land. How about Tank Lawrence for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL? We'll discuss those odds and what he says about him tomorrow, 24 hours from now.
All right. I could see it. Look forward to it. There he is at Fish Sports on Twitter. Mickey Spagnola is going to join us. Jared Sandler's going to join us. And then at 12:30, you're going to have Rangers pregame. Don't forget about Winning Time coming up at about 12:15 right here on your home of the Cowboys, home of the Rangers, 105.3 The Fan.
All right, guys, if you've gained a few pounds around your waistline, if you've lost your drive to jump out of bed and take on your day like before, maybe you've lost a step in the gym or in the bedroom, you're tired in the afternoons, you're sluggish in the evenings, these are your signs and your symptoms of your declining testosterone production. You're not alone. Hundreds of thousands of men suffer from the effects of low T like me and don't realize it. I realize it because I went to Men's T Clinic. The number to call is 1-800-246-LOW-T, or you can go to menstclinic.com to get your appointment there. Low T is a treatable condition, and the treatment is covered by insurance. Men's T Clinic specializes in treating low T and your overall well-being. You can visit the experts at Men's T Clinic in Dallas, or the Colony, or Frisco. The one in Dallas is off the Tollway, Arapahoe Beltline exit, same parking lot as Star Power. The one in the Colony is at Castle Hills next to Top Golf. And the other one in Frisco is off of Independence and 121, really close to Plano, Allen, and McKinney. If you're too busy during the work week, they're open on Saturdays from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. You need to give them a call. Get your appointment. 1-800-246-LOW-T and get back to being you.
The only way you can take the fan with you is the radio.com app. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
This CBS Sports Minute brought to you by SimpleSleepTest.com. Annoying snoring could be deadly snoring. Don't ignore the snore. Get tested today at SimpleSleepTest.com.
This is Andrew Bogish with a CBS Sports Minute brought to you by Stable, America's #1 fuel stabilizer and ethanol treatment. There has to be something better than this. The WNBA forcing the Las Vegas Aces to forfeit the game they refused to play last Friday in D.C. It took 26 hours for the Aces to get from Nevada to our nation's capital because of flight delays and cancellations. They finally arrived just hours before tip-off, then chose not to play, saying it wasn't fair physically. Making up the game is nearly impossible because this season's schedule is condensed because of the World Cup next month. There's basically no open date to play. Everybody loses here, including the fans who didn't have a game to see last week. The union and the league now have to make sure somehow this never happens again. I'm Andrew Bogish.
When the power is down for days.
TexasLending.com. If you have a lot of credit debt, call TexasLending.com. You may save hundreds or thousands each month in your payments. Call TexasLending.com today, 972-387-4600.
4100 Alpha Road, Suite 300, Dallas, Texas, 75244. And MLS number 137773, Equal Housing Lender.
You get the most for your lease with an Autoflex lease, yeah.
Is your credit rating holding you back from getting that car you need? You need to rebuild your credit, but it's hard to get a loan when your credit's not great. Autoflex 2 is the best solution for both problems. They know that sometimes bad credit happens to good people. Autoflex 2 has helped hundreds of their customers get into better cars while they're rebuilding their credit. At Autoflex 2, you'll be able to choose your next car instead of being told your choices are limited. Call the specialist at Autoflex 2 today and find the help you need. You can reach Autoflex 2 at 234-1234 from any area code in the DFW Metroplex, or reach them online at autoflex.com. You tell them what you want to drive, and they'll take care of everything else. Autoflex 2 is the one place to find the best solution to two problems. They'll get you back on the road in a great car while your credit's on the road to recovery. That's 234-1234. Make that call today.
Autoflex lease, oh yeah.
Take advantage of the Texas Sales Tax-Free Holiday this weekend, August 10th through August 12th at Dick's Sporting Goods. Back to school means back to sport with top performance apparel brands like Under Armour and Adidas. Plus, get 25% off select Nike apparel and footwear. Offer ends Saturday. If you're looking for the latest styles from the best brands in footwear, we have hundreds of styles to choose from and a huge selection of backpacks from Nike, Adidas, and JanSport. Exclusions do apply. See store for details. Every school season starts at Dick's.
This is the exclusive home of your Rangers, 105.3 The Fan, KRLD FM HD1, Dallas Fort Worth.
A radio.com station. Live from Dallas Cowboys training camp in Oxnard. It's the G-Bag Nation on 105.3 The Fan.
It is hour number 3 of the G-Bag Nation. We're 30 minutes from Rangers pregame. So, Ranger fans, great news. You got Rangers baseball coming up this afternoon.
Woo.
G-Bag Nation, Tolo's out there. I know you love listening to the Fan and getting all the Rangers play-by-play, so you're in a good spot as well.
And if you don't love listening to the Rangers, do it anyway because it helps us, okay?
Yeah.
Do that for us.
Yeah, that would be.
We need you.
That would be fantastic.
This is our time slot. We need the ratings. Be locked into the Ranger game. Even if you turn it down, just have the radio on.
We're going to take care of you. Winning time's coming up at 12:16. Your chance to win $1,000. But Mickey Spagnola sitting down with us now, brought to you by Ford, the official vehicle of the Dallas Cowboys. Ford is the best in Texas. A reminder, coming up at 3 o'clock this afternoon on DallasCowboys.com, we're going to have the Bill Parcells documentary going live. So you'll be able to watch it in its entirety. Maybe here in a few minutes, we'll listen to some of the clips they provided for us to preview it and entertain you. Parcells talking about the Witten broken jaw. We got some audio on that coming up here a little bit later on. But let's talk with Mickey about what's going on here in Oxnard, California. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Everybody's good today?
Yeah, there's a lot happening, too.
Yeah.
Here in camp. Very busy out here.
Everybody got up on time?
I moved my alarm back a little bit.
How about you, Mick? Bright lights?
I needed my alarm to wake me up on time, yes.
My alarm is Fisher doing the morning hit. We can hear him throughout the house. So I'm like, all right, Fisher's talking.
So he doesn't go outside and, let you guys
He's got to be on the Comrex there. You got the headset set up.
The whole deal, huh?
Yeah, Ted Nichols paying engineering his butt off, obviously, as always.
At any location.
How did the party go from your perspective? How does it stack up amongst the other great Cowboys media night parties?
You know what? I think it was a little bit more crowded than usual. I thought there was quite a few people there. People stayed and behaved themselves.
Very nice.
Even your crew.
No misbehaving.
Even your
mostly.
Yeah.
What's your strategy to winning the party, so to speak, to having a successful night networking and fellowshipping?
Not spend too much time in one spot.
Okay.
Because you probably could listen to Jerry or Steven for 2 hours if you wanted to.
Mickey was moving around. Mickey, I think, ended up posted up in pretty much every spot in that place.
Yeah. You get to see, people and talk, and, you don't have to really talk football the whole time. And it's kind of a little bit of relief.
It's nice.
Eat all the sushi you can. And then you wake up in the morning, I'm starving.
Yeah, and hurting.
A lot of people sleeping on the bus ride back, by the way.
Oh, you got to pace yourself out there. They are it's a generous pour.
Yes.
It's a generous pour, and you have to mind that. And I forgot to mind that.
Now, is the most popular drink the Johnny Walker Blue, so you can have Jerry's favorite thing?
I don't drink things that I don't drink regularly.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
And just because it's free and it's supposed to be great and expensive, I have one martini and I drink red wine after that.
Like to stay in your lane? What kind of gin do you use in that martini?
Vodka.
Oh, vodka.
Dirty vodka martini.
Okay. And then are you a red or a white wine guy, Nick?
Red.
Yes.
Yes.
That's right.
Red all the way.
So availability for tomorrow, what kind of activity are we going to have as far as regulars, and how long and how good?
I think the majority of the first team offense will be out there. I'm guessing, I like to say a series or two. It depends on how long the series is. If the series is 10 plays, they're done. So get about 10 to dozen plays out of those guys, get them out, and then you get the second teamers in there. Probably mostly the same on defense. I'm sure they're not putting Sean Lee out there, right? He hadn't done any contact yet. I don't know about DeMarcus Lawrence, if they'll send him out there, or Crawford. They got enough defensive ends to get through the game if they're not. But if they are, a few plays, and then start looking at a bunch of the young guys, start looking at the young quarterbacks, see how Rush and White do out there, just kind of running, just run the operation. I don't care if you have a 10-play touchdown drive, but just get in the huddle and act like you're in charge. Get the call in.
Yeah.
When you make the call in the huddle, make sure everybody knows what they're supposed to do and they're listening to you. Like you say it with a little bit of authority, just kind of the operation, and then, execute and see what happens. I think we're going to see a lot of those young running backs. I mean, they know what Rod Smith is. They got to find out about Bo Scarborough. They got to find out about Darius Jackson, Trey Williams. Can these guys play? Because I think there's like 3 or 4 guys for one spot at that third running back. And then, just from the wide receiver spot, I would imagine everybody that's healthy is out there. They're not going to wear out Allen Hurns. Deontay Thompson not going to play probably. But those other guys, get Beasley out there for a little while, and then get all those young guys that, few people know about. We see them every day. Get them out there. Let them play.
What if the first team offense goes 3 and out? What will be the reaction?
They're back out, and it's the first preseason game. I know what the reaction out there is going to be.
Yeah.
But they've had I bet Troy Aikman's gone out there and gone 3 and out in the first preseason game.
I've been kind of
he scored touchdowns on every drive.
And every pass was a deep one too.
It was.
Yeah.
I've been kind of saying, well, I don't know what to say Friday after the game or what to think, because when I was really impressed with Rico Gathers, then a lot of people were like, don't be impressed. He doesn't know what he's doing yet. And so I don't know. It's kind of one of these things where I get confused as just a fan. If you're a fan of the Cowboys and you see a guy like Rico Gathers go out there tomorrow, let's just say, and catch 4 catches for 60 yards and a touchdown, do we just write it off? Well, he doesn't know how to block, so screw him.
Well, I think you have to watch everything, not just what he catches or doesn't catch. We just had our podcast and some guy called and goes, I haven't heard anything about Jordan Lewis. Is he not playing well? And I said, well, just because we haven't said, oh, he's made this great interception or this doesn't mean he's not covering. You can cover and do your job and play well.
Yeah.
You just don't get a mention, right?
Yeah.
And so sort of what goes on, I think, in the preseason, both ways, right? Oh, look at, he caught but how did he do on the other 20 snaps he had, not just the ones he caught? So I think you got to kind of just take it all in and not overreact to anything. It's like the season opener in baseball, right? You lose, there goes the season.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the other 161 games, because there's always this buildup for that first game, right? And then you throw out a clunker, and it's like, oh.
Where do you think you get the places to evaluate the most genuinely or the most legitimately? Like, we're actually getting a good barometer from watching the corners cover or watching the defensive linemen try to beat their guy? What?
Yeah, I think, you know what? A lot of it's out here in practice, because you can zone in on individuals and see how they're doing, even if they're going up against their own guys. And I know they're not tackling, and from a linebacker standpoint, you really need to see them in games and see how they play. But I think a lot of what goes on, they judge guys out here in practice, but games count. The wide receiver they brought in, he was a free agent, Andy Jones. Remember him?
Yeah.
Out here, he was all Oxnard, right?
Yeah.
And then he got in the games, and it's like, where'd that guy go? And at the end, I was talking to somebody, and I said, well, what happened to Andy Jones? And they said the lights were too bright. He wasn't ready for it.
Let me get this one in here, because I think it's the most important question going into the game. Ooh. Are they ready to comply with the helmet rule?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Well, if you talk to a couple of the guys, and there's like, okay, we know now. We got to make sure we get it out, keeps in our head, right?
Mm-hmm.
No pun intended.
Yeah.
That we can't do that. And I think it's going to be harder for the offensive guys, because they're not used to being called for any of that, right? The defensive guys know they can get called for spearing with the crown of their helmet. So to me, that's nothing new for those guys. Now, the new thing is, if you do it so blatantly, you get kicked out of the game. Now, that's another story. But I think for the offensive guys, like, are they really going to call headbutting on an offensive lineman?
God, I hope not.
Right? What if you hand the ball on 3rd and 2 inches to your fullback, and he lowers his head and bulls in there? Are they going to call that?
It's a penalty.
They say they also have to judge intent. So, and that's where you get to the slippery slope, right?
Yeah.
Did you have another option on how to tackle this guy, and you chose to use your head?
Wow.
And did you do it on purpose, or just kind of happen? Like, I asked the guy out here when they were out here, I said, what about diving over the top? And he goes, well, normally when you dive over the top, your head's up and you're reaching out the ball, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
And I said, well, what happens when you come down?
Yeah.
Right? You don't mean to hit anybody. And he goes, got to judge intent. Was he trying to hit the guy with his helmet, or did it just happen?
Oh, trying to judge intent is the dumbest thing in sports, isn't it?
I know. And that's why charging and blocking in basketball is so hard to call, right? Because there's the kind of intent there. So, it'll be interesting to see. The good thing that I think I clarified is that instant replay can't call the foul.
Okay, that's good.
Like if I call it and I decide I'm going to eject him, then they look at it upstairs. but it's not like upstairs can buzz down and say, I think you missed one.
Was that the meeting we were being too loud in?
Yeah.
That
When
was
Brad
Sunday,
came over
Saturday.
and scolded you guys.
Yeah, sure did.
Yeah, and you really were.
Yeah. The great news is
we got a radio show to do, Mick.
We were told we're never doing Saturday radio again, so I'm all right.
Is this radio row or officials?
That's
row?
right. That's right.
So can you join us tomorrow, man?
I will from, I would imagine, my hotel room in
Very
wherever
nice.
we're at in California. Because it's like we're not staying in San Francisco. It is the San Francisco 49ers. They're not playing in San Francisco. It's Santa Clara. So, yeah, we'll be all over that Northern California coast.
I think Fish was saying San Jose. Is that down there?
And San Jose is where we stayed last year.
Okay.
Not staying there this time, but yeah, we're
Do
all
you
over
know the
map.
way?
I know the way to San Jose.
Okay. You'll be in San something.
And I can remember a couple of years ago, Nate and I drove from San Jose to Santa Clara. The stadium was just new, Levi, and they hadn't figured everything out. And we must have drove around after we got there a half hour trying to find how to get in the parking lot we had. And the parking spot was not choice parking, and we still had to walk a long way. And we had media credential. So yeah, hopefully they got all that figured out now.
They don't brag about the California hospitality like they do in Texas, do they? For a good reason.
And no one knew where the media entrance was either.
Jeez.
Right? That's how new it was.
All
Well,
right,
I
Mick.
think it's over there. I think it's there.
Probably had to hire all new people because it was so far away from the old stadium.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
Don't have any experience going
It's
on
a
in there.
long way from Candlestick.
All right, man. We'll catch up with you
Okay,
tomorrow.
talk to you in the morning. And
Thank
we're
you
doing it
kindly.
early,
Yes.
right? Noon?
Yes, sir. Noon
Okay.
once again, Kisbani at 12:20 tomorrow. We have Rangers baseball coming up at 12:30. Mickey brought to you by Ford, the official vehicle of the Dallas Cowboys. Ford is the best in Texas. And we're back with Jared Sandler to talk Rangers right here on 105.3 The Fan. Let's talk about Mark Rubin, though, and 1-800-Lawyers, because I'll tell you, credit card debt can be so crippling, especially when compounding debt comes into play. And if that's your situation right now, you know you're talking about late mortgage payments and fees. It can be hard to get your head above water and stay there. Maybe you're just trying to reestablish your credit, and that is stressing you out. If that's the situation, or maybe you're even facing repossession or foreclosure, call Mark Rubin at 1-800-Lawyers. He will run through your financial situation, and then whatever it is, he's going to fix it. He's been doing it for almost 25 years in the Metroplex, helping fan listeners deal with IRS and credit card issues. Don't be fooled by out-of-state so-called debt relief companies. You don't have to call those guys. You don't have to look for online credit repair because you have a guy locally. He's a Tolo, Mark Rubin, and he's available for you right here at the lunch hour. If you give him a call at 1-800-Lawyers, you will get secure, trusted, and proven results. We all know Mark personally here at The Fan. He is an incredible resource and a trusted friend. So pick up the phone if you're struggling with your finances and give him a call, 1-800-Lawyers, whether it's credit card debt, medical debt. Maybe you are even facing repossession or foreclosure. Now's the time to call Mark Rubin at 1-800-Lawyers.
The one place to grab The Fan wherever you go. Radio.com. Download it today and listen to us anytime, anywhere.
The Joint Chiropractic provides drug-free pain relief and prevention. Plus, they're all about making it easy. No appointment or insurance needed, with extended evening and weekend hours, so you receive the care you need at your convenience. The Joint Chiropractic. Relief on so many levels.
Now's the time to get a new car from Autoflex Leasing and find out the advantages of leasing. Or better yet, ask your grandpa. If he's anything like mine, you're going to learn a lot. You see, in my grandpa's generation, you financed a car for 24 months. Wasn't prudent for a longer period. He always traded when he paid off the car. Over the last 50 years, Grandpa has bought 25 cars. As a matter of fact, he just bought a new car last month. Do you know what owning cars has done for Grandpa? It got him the down payment on the car he just bought. Now think for a minute. If Grandpa had leased those same cars and it made even $100 a month difference in his payments, we'll take that and compound it over 50 years. Grandpa might have bought the dealership and not just another car. Call Autoflex Leasing at 234-1234 from any local area code. Everyone has the same choice to finance or to lease and put the difference in the bank. Think about what you'll have 30 years from now. Call Autoflex Leasing today at 234-1234. They'll save you a lot of money.
Autoflex Lease, oh yeah.
It's the Ford Summer Sales Event, and now while selection is best, it's the time to buy with amazing offers across a full lineup of Ford vehicles. Now is the time to make summer go right with Ford, America's best-selling brand and the best in Texas. Simply stop by your Texas Ford dealer or shop online at texasford.com, because there is no better time than right now to get behind the wheel of a new Ford during the Ford Summer Sales Event. The Ford Summer Sales Event is the best time to buy your new Ford, America's best-selling brand and the best in Texas. Ford offers the quality, technology, and innovation to help you be your best. The brand with highest owner loyalty and F-Series, the best-selling line of trucks for 41 straight years. Stop by your Texas Ford dealer and see all the exciting models and technology that make the Ford lineup even more incredible than ever during the Ford Summer Sales Event. Best-selling claim based on 2017 calendar year sales. F-Series claim based on total sales from 1976 to 2017. Loyalty claim according to IHS Market U.S. Owner Loyalty Award Analysis.
If you're hurt and it's not your fault, call Scott and Mark Frankel, 1-800-LAWYERS. Gavin Dawson back here with you live. We know Scott and Mark Frankel, they are amazing, but it's not just those two. They have an army of lawyers that are relentless in their pursuit of the very best medical care available and a settlement that is just and fair with nothing out of pocket. That's what Scott and Mark Frankel can do for you if you're hurt in a car accident, a drunk driver, maybe a texting driver, an 18-wheeler, something like that slides into your lane. Boom, your entire life changes forever. You want the guys that are going to help and be an ally and advocate the entire way through the process. There are no finer lawyers anywhere than the Frankels at 1-800-LAWYERS. The worst thing you can do in these situations is to not call them, actually, and just go with it on your own. You're talking to the insurance adjuster, the first responder, the guy that hit you. Yeah, just, go ahead and trust yourself. That would be the absolute worst thing you could do. The best thing you can do is to call Scott and Mark Frankel right there roadside, 1-800-LAWYERS. Immediately after the accident, they can advise you on what your next steps should be. So bottom line, hurt at work, hurt on your way home from work, hurt on a weekend drive, Sunday drive, or maybe something like that slides into you. Bam, entire life's changed forever. Just call the Frankels at 1-800-LAWYERS.
The Rangers close out their homestand with the rubber game of a 3-game series against the Seattle Mariners. Hi, everybody. This is Eric Nadel with Matt Hicks and Jared Sandler. Our broadcast begins at 12:30 today on 105.3 The Fan.
Gavin Dawson here for GT Distributors. Now through September 2nd, purchase select Smith & Wesson M&P and Performance Center firearms. Receive up to $50 on a Smith & Wesson prepaid MasterCard. And until September 3rd, all veterans are eligible for the Glock Blue Label Discount Program. Any honorable discharge veteran is eligible to purchase one Blue Label Glock pistol. All you need is a copy of your DD-214 and driver's license. GT Distributors is amazing. You can always save on top name brands like Remington, Smith & Wesson, Colt, Winchester, CCI, and much more. One of my favorite things is these guys behind the counter are shooters and sportsmen too. They use their products day in and day out. Their customer service is outstanding. They stand by all those products with a 100% satisfaction guarantee as well. The address is 12610 Perimeter Drive off Shiloh Road and East Northwest Highway. You can check them out online, gtdist.com. It's your one-stop shop for all your sporting, shooting, and public safety needs. America's public safety specialist, GT Distributors.
Stop shifting, stop cracking, and start calling Brown Foundation Repair. A+ rated by the BBB, trusted by Angie's List. Best in the industry. Call now, 972-271-2621. And on the web, brownfoundationrepair.com.
Welcome back, Nation. Live training camp, Oxnard, California. It's time to talk with Jared Sandler. He'll have the pregame show coming up at 12:30 right here on your home of the Rangers as the Rangers get set to take on the Mariners. Segment's brought to you by Brown Foundation Repair, GetMortgageReady.com, D&M Leasing, and by 1-800-LAWYERS. If you've been hurt in an accident and it's not your fault, call the office of Frankel and Frankel right now at 800-LAWYERS, the strong army of attorneys to fight for you. Principal office, Dallas, Texas. Here is at Jared Sandler on Twitter. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing back there?
I'm doing great, fellas. How's Oxnard?
Beautiful. Yeah, it's nice. It's a little, for the first time, is the warmest Oxnard I've ever been to, but not horrible, obviously.
That's very political. Easy there, Mike. Easy.
Very temperate still. I'll take it. How about Rugi Odor? Is this his world, and we're just all living in it at this point, Jared?
He's been the best player for this team for maybe 2 months, especially now that Shin-Soo Choo's cooled off, and not just offensively. We brought this up yesterday. The guy's got to get consideration for a Gold Glove. I mean, you just watch the game. It seems like every single night he's making a really nice play, and usually it comes in a big spot. And we like to look at the metrics now, and I know that people are using the metrics as a part of the voting now, and he's top 5 in Major League Baseball among second basemen and pretty much all the relevant defensive statistical categories. And again, that's Major League Baseball. He's second or third behind Ian Kinsler in a lot of them within the American League. So I think that he might not win, but he definitely deserves consideration.
After you take those metrics and roll them up, and then take them to your backside, and who would he have to beat out?
Ian Kinsler.
In real life baseball, watching it, who is the best defensive second baseman in the American League?
Well, I mean, again, Ian Kinsler. I think he's probably the best in the American League. Jose Altuve has gotten better. He's probably not there yet. D. Gordon does a nice job there, but remember, he spent a lot of time in center field. I don't know. Looking at it, I don't know if there's anyone who is better than Ian Kinsler defensively at second base in the American League.
Yeah, it's one of those things where probably, though, Jared, and you'll, I think, agree with this, Rugi, because he was considered such a bad defensive second baseman for his first few years in the major leagues, that they probably won't hand him over the Gold Glove in his first year being a good defensive second baseman.
Yeah, and
next year would be a better chance, right?
Yeah, I never said he was going to win it, nor did I say he should win it. I just think he deserves consideration for it.
Okay. My apologies. I forgot winning time there with a slightly different schedule. Should have had it at the top of the segment. The word for this hour is grumpy. Grumpy, grumpy, as many of you are right now. With me being 5-6 minutes late on winning time. Text the word grumpy to 72881. Your next chance to win $1,000 is coming up during the Ben and Skin show on your Turn It On, Leave It On station, 105.3 The Fan. Other than Rugi, who gets credit for this massive turnaround, Jared?
Well, Elvis Andrus has really started to pick things up. He was pretty brutal after he got off the disabled list, but he's got hits now in 18 straight games, and just considering where he bats in the lineup, he hits third, and he's been hitting behind Rugi. So when Rugi's getting on base, Elvis has done a nice job of bringing him in. Joey Gallo's been really good since the All-Star break. I tweeted out some stuff yesterday. He's chasing about 10% less frequently, and has actually been in the top 25 in Major League Baseball and laying off pitches outside of the zone since the All-Star break. Now, it's a small sample, obviously. The All-Star break was just a few weeks ago, but he has been better. But really, it's up and down. It seems like every night someone else is also stepping up. Willie Calhoun a few nights ago had a couple of doubles, and Isaiah Kiner-Falefa always seems to come up, with a critical hit, even if it's not a home run, even if it's just hitting the ball through the hole on the right side and keeping the line going. The Rangers as a team lead the American League in runs per game since the All-Star break, just below 7 runs per game. So, when that's the case, you're not doing it just because of a few guys. It really has been kind of a team effort.
Are we still on constant trade watch for Shin-Soo Choo with Mazzara about to be ready to come back, and our corner outfield / DH being kind of jammed up, and we got youngsters that we want to give at bats to?
Yeah, and I think it's definitely possible. I think the Rangers would absolutely love to make a move, and Shin-Soo Choo, if he hasn't gotten through waivers yet, I imagine he has. I mean, he will with ease. No one's going to pick up that contract, but I just don't know what team would want him at this point. I'd imagine the Rangers would have loved to have made a deal before the deadline, but their focus was elsewhere. I just don't know. I guess the Rangers' best bet is if one of the contending teams suffers an injury and looks and says, you know what, we need Shin-Soo Choo. I will tell you this, as much as Choo was riding the wave, into July with the on-base streak, there were teams who had concerns that the best of Shin-Soo Choo had already passed, that, once he got through this on-base streak, that he was going to be a good player, but he wasn't going to be as good again this year as he was during that on-base streak. So, I don't know if teams are necessarily jumping out of the water to try and grab Shin-Soo Choo, but I'm sure the Rangers are making as many calls as possible. And, with Mazzara beginning a rehab assignment tomorrow, the Rangers do have some roster decisions to make for when he returns as to who's going to be the odd man out, not just in terms of playing time, but in terms of the 25-man roster until we get to September.
Jared, God bless you. Have yourself a great day. Go Rangers and have a good pregame show, man.
All right, fellas. Thank you.
There he is, Jared Sandler, pre- and post-game show host, a treasured Rangers insider right here on your home of the Rangers. So till tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., you're going home with the G-Bag Nation. Enjoy Rangers. Salute.
Nick here with American Motorcycle Trading Company. One of the largest inventories in the state, requires lots of